just killed us. My... than the moon. But with a gravity cat, problem solved.
When I go, all the devils will be dancing in the air.
Oh, look at
I
that.
float around and round in the sea of people for a while. Maybe I'll stop by and say hello. Oh, when I go, I won't have this heartache anymore. I don't have all the answers to it. All of this was for the lucky stars they never saw.
All right, what's going on, everybody? And welcome to the System 7 Race 1 and 2, where we're going to start with the River Canyon Chaos and move on to race number 2 out on the Ice Lake, both on Microtech here. Want to say thank you for everybody joining us today. We are waiting to find out what ship the spectators are going to be loading into, and then myself and Gravity Cat are going to head out, and we are going to catch Flex as he is...
knows if he kills the pilot while he's pulling in, he's disqualified.
As he is running race 1 and 2, and actually for the race 1 and 2 we are actually going to have Flex's view as he is racing, and we'll actually go to a full screen view of that while he is in competition. First race is everybody races at one time. Second race is going to be done in several heats. We are in the third heat, 4 racers per heat. We are actually matched up with some very strong competitors, Ludex to name one of them. And I think heat number 3 is definitely going to be a hell of a race to keep an eye on. Gravity Cat is here with us today, and he is going to be racing the third race, which is the Reverse Snake Pit, which is going to be, I believe, 2 weeks from today. So join us for that one. And well, people are running around everywhere, but we still don't have word on what ship spectators are loaded up on. But don't forget, get your entries in for this month's giveaway.
Sorry, it's possible to have a French translator, please?
But don't forget to get into this month's giveaway, which is going to be the Anvil Arrow starter pack. All you got to do is follow on whatever channel you're viewing on, and you'll automatically be entered in. And of course, you can always join us on the Discord if you like. We welcome everybody over there. You can get in on these events that we do as well. So
I can speak French. What's up? Sorry,
we're going to go ahead and mute the Discord here for a second. But feel free to jump into the Discord, whether you're in the org or not. Casual gameplay, anti-piracy, and of course all the Atmo esports events. So we will definitely be forming a third team for Daymar Rally. If you're interested in the truck category or hoverbike category, we definitely need people for both. But we are going to be getting out of here and get over to the races as soon as we possibly can. We're just waiting for the spectator transport at this time. And don't forget, we are here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday as my work schedule permits. I apologize about the missed streams over the last couple of weeks due to work commitments, but we should be getting back on schedule over the summer in the course of these races. We may actually be altering the schedule a little bit because every other Saturday we'll be doing this. But we appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to visit the merch store if you want to help support the channel. We got beer glasses, beanies, ball caps, hoodies, t-shirts, all that. It all goes right back into providing for the giveaways that we do on a monthly basis. And also remember Dark Hour PC, where you can actually pick up a new PC or a custom PC if you live in the lower 48 states. And very competitive prices and great systems by Intel and AMD. And if you're in the Indianapolis area, we also provide for repair, cleaning, and upgrade services. All right, so while we're still waiting here, I'm going to show you guys a map of the first race. And this is actually the River Canyon Chaos. That is the wrong screen. So this is River Canyon Chaos out on Microtech on a flat land and across a lake. It starts off with a very long straightaway for about 17.2 kilometers and then curls around going into the canyon gorge, and you follow that canyon all the way back down to where you cross the lake and come back up to the starting point. This is going to be a 5-lap race, all competitors racing at the same time. This is going to actually be an exciting one. It started out that we were going to do this on the hover quad. The hover quad actually has a number of issues right now as far as fragility and everything. So they actually switched that up to be the Dragonfly. And of course, you can see Flex right up there on his Dragonfly. And he has been logging the hours on getting his line down on this and perfecting everything. Now, the Dragonfly is not indestructible, so I would expect that we're going to see most likely some explosions. So I do expect that we'll see some explosions, possibly even right off the starting line. But that River Canyon Gorge is definitely a very, very treacherous place. It's easy to hit a rock, easy to hit a wall, easy to hit a tree. The straightaway is a little bit easier. It's more hills and bumps that you have to worry about. But that's going to be race number 1. And race number 2 is going to be out on the lake of Microtech around several islands, some very tight passages through here, as well as icebergs that are on the lake, and weaving and bobbing around all the different points. This one can definitely make you black out very easily, which means you lose control of your bike and you can definitely fly into a wall if you don't have that blackout kind of handled as to how you're going to keep that from happening. And this is actually going to be, again, 5 laps, but this is going to be in 4 different heats, 4 competitors per heat. This is actually a very fun course and a little less treacherous, but the big concern here is, of course, that blacking out on those hairpin turns. So those are going to be the 2 races here. I myself, I'm actually, Anroll is going to be racing races 4 and 5, and that's going to be with the PTV and the STV, and then I'll be racing number 6, and then all of 4 of us will be in race number 7, which, if you remember from last year, is the relay race around Hurston. All right, now if we can just figure out where spectators are loading. Once we actually get down to the starting line, we're going to be moving into our team channel where we'll have Flex and Gravity Cat on comms as well. Raging, what's going on? Great to see you. Everybody that's here right now and waiting are the spectators. So we're just waiting on word as to what ship we're going to fly out in. Going to turn the music down just a little bit. But you'll be able to hear all the comms with Flex. We're going to be observing a couple of things while Flex is running. I'm hoping that we'll be able to have Gravity Cat tracked server FPS, and we also want to make sure that we let Flex know of any crashes, whether it be competitors crashing and debris being left on the course or Papa Freedom. So we need to make sure that we let him know Papa Freedom's wreckage, which can frequently happen, and that way he can avoid that. I don't think Gravity Cat plans on putting on any clothing, though. I think he plans on going out there naked. Oh, no? You're going to put clothes on? Okay. I can't wait to see these. And we're just listening to the Atmo Discord right now as they're getting the racers down to the starting line. Oh, you're wearing boots. I don't know if boots count, though. Gravity Cat strikes me as the type of person that probably wears socks and sandals. Knee-high socks. Yeah, that just makes it that much better, my man. That just makes it better.
For the latest updates on ship availability and gate assignments, please use one of the conveniently located terminals. Looking for a good time? Be sure to visit Waddy's Bar at the Promenade. Only a quick ride on the metro.
Hey, I won't fault you on that one, Raging. I do the same thing, man. Hoodies with shorts is some of the most comfortable stuff.
Microtech, the Empire's leader in cutting-edge technology, where creative innovation meets innovative creativity. Remember, your belongings belong to you. Keep a careful watch on all personal items.
All right, so it sounds like it's nighttime over there right now, which thankfully Flex prepared for that. He is very familiar with the course in the dark, which is a good thing. That could definitely cause some inconvenience for other racers that may not have prepared for it, because definitely landmarks are less noticeable. And that river canyon entry can definitely be deceptive in the dark.
Looking for a good time? Be sure to visit Waddy's Bar at the Promenade. Only a quick ride on the metro loop.
So it'll definitely be very interesting to see how all the racers are affected with the conditions. And with it being dark there, it very well possibly may be nighttime at the race number 2 as well.
All of Microtech's latest offerings.
And headlights are not a great thing over at race number 2 in the dark.
Best in shopping.
The snow tends to blind you.
Be sure to visit New Babbage's renowned promenade. Be sure to explore all New Babbage has to offer. Whether it's the latest in cutting-edge technology or the beauty of our award-winning gardens, this city of tomorrow has a lot going on today.
I'm really starting to wonder if they planned on spectators.
From all of us at Microtech, welcome to the New Babbage Interstellar Spacewalk.
As you can see there, Flex is in the C2 and waiting for them to arrive to exit. Hopefully they've got a well thought out plan to get people off one by one to limit the possible damage from people trying to all get off at the same time. Definitely the state of the vehicles is a huge concern during loading and unloading. Right now they've got 16 Dragonflies loaded into that C2.
Why not rest at the Nest's newly renovated accommodations? Located
You could win a trophy, everyone. We won't discuss that, Gravity.
Remember, your belongings belong to you. Keep a careful watch on all personal items.
I almost want to just say, hey, let me pull my 890 and just haul all these people out.
the latest in cutting-edge technology, or the beauty of our award-winning gardens. This city of tomorrow has a lot going on today. From all of us at Microtech, welcome to the new
And they just posted the order of the packages as to how they have them laid out throughout the course. They're going to have packages at specific turns to allow the people to have a marker to know where they're going.
From all of us at Microtech, welcome to the
And we see Flex moving out of the ship and going to the lineup. Being that he's hopefully one of the first ones out, he's going to kind of get a prime idea of where he wants to line up at, hopefully.
shopping, dining, and entertainment. Be sure to visit New Babbage's renowned promenade. Ready to upgrade? Located in the plaza, the
Hopefully he's checked his hydration. He's got everything they needs all set. These events can definitely lead to a little bit of lengthy wait before the actual start. Actually, you know what?
remember, your belongings belong to you. Keep a
Let's
careful
do
watch on your
this.
personal items. For the latest updates on ship
All right, we're just keeping an eye on the Atmo Esports. Unfortunately, I can't broadcast that out to you guys, but we'll be keeping an eye on their leaderboards and everything like that as we're going, so we can kind of keep track of things that are outside our view. Most of the time, we are going to focus on Flex's view, though.
technology, where creative innovation meets innovative creativity. Microtech, the empire.
It looks like in the chat over in Atmo Esports, some disgruntledness about nobody's using paints. And of course, the Dragonflight. Yeah, I mean, we're. All right, so looks like time to set up the team channel.
Remember, your belongings belong to you. Keep a careful watch on your personal items. Looking for a good time? Be sure to visit Waddy's Bar at the promenade. Only a quick ride on the metro. From all of us at Microtech, welcome to the New Babbage Interstellar Spaceport.
Hey.
Microtech, Empire's leader in cutting-edge technology, where creative innovation meets innovative creativity.
Why is gravity not showing up on here?
From the best in shopping,
Yeah, no, I'm trying to get Gravity Cat in.
be sure to visit New Babbage's renowned promenade. Ready to upgrade? Located in the plaza, the factory line has all of Microtech's latest offerings.
Why are you not showing up on the list, Gravity Cat?
Microtech, the Empire's leader in cutting-edge technology.
Yeah, your name popped right up, but his is not. Gravity Cat, see if you can leave the Atmo server and come back, and let me try to re-invite you.
Remember, your
Well, I mean, they don't even have anything for the spectators. We're still out here at Microtech. They have no ship for the spectators.
The latest updates on ship availability and gate time. Please use one of the conveniently located terminals.
Yeah,
Looking for a good time? Be sure to visit Wally's Bar at the Promenade.
Mhm.
Quick ride on the Metro Loop.
yeah. Judge it on your best.
New Babbage has to offer. Whether it's the latest in cutting-edge technology or the beauty of our award-winning gardens, this city of tomorrow has a lot going on today.
Yeah, are the spectators just staying at New Babbage? Okay.
From all of us at Microtech, welcome to the New Babbage Interstellar Spaceport.
Yeah.
Remember, your
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to leave the channel and come back in. Make sure you don't leave it.
all personal items. Tired of travel? Why not rest at the Nest's newly renovated
Yeah, no, we are not out there.
downtown in the luxurious Aspire Grand. Remember, your belongings belong to you. Keep a careful watch on all personal items. Microtech, the empire's leader in cutting-edge technology, where creative innovation meets innovative creativity.
There we go. Now I got it. Now I got Gravity Cat.
For the latest
There we go. Now he's invited.
and gate assignments, please use one of the conveniently located terminals. Welcome to the New Babbage Interstellar Spaceport. From the best in shopping, dining, and entertainment, be sure to visit New Babbage's renowned promenade.
Hi,
Microtech,
what can I
the
do for you?
empire's leader in cutting-edge technology, where creative innovation meets innovative creativity. Tired of travel? Why not rest at the Nest's new
Yeah, for some reason I can't get the chat to go full screen. So Gravity, you got the start.
Remember, your belongings belong to you. Keep a careful watch on all personal items.
All right, so we are going to go ahead and switch over to Flex's view.
Welcome to the New Babbage.
And it looks like we're going to be hanging out in New Babbage, so you really don't need to really watch anything here because it's just Gravity Cat naked with boots.
Yeah, it sucks. I can't get cross input out here, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I was kind of hoping we would be down there.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch some of the Atmos stuff, but as I talk on stream and all that, I'm going to try to be muted so I don't mess you up or anything.
If you can, if either one of you all can just keep an eye on Atmos stream to give me heads up on anything you can let me know about. Rex, when Papa Freedom crashes where he's at.
Sure.
Because we know that's happening.
I don't know how much the average frame rate's going to come into play here on your location compared to mine.
Alright, so I have mine up. Is there any, so it's displaying. You all try to keep an eye on it. It's showing on stream, right?
What's that?
Can you all see it like on what I'm streaming?
I don't know.
Like one
Dark.
of you?
I've got you on full screen on the stream right now.
Alright, do you see my
1 minute.
my server stuff, the FPS, the server FPS, can you see all that?
I can see it, but I can't read it. It's too small. All right, so we're less than a minute from the start
Probably
here.
about 30 seconds on the race start, so get ready.
We've got 30 seconds.
Ready? I guess just keep an eye on the server FPS on your all's end. If it plummets down to like 3, if it gets to 5, let me know. And then if it drops to 3, like, make
Understood.
it
The Empire is ignorant cutting-edge technology, where creative innovation.
All right, so we are coming down to the start.
15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And he is off. And it looks like he got a clean start. He didn't run into too many people. We're going to keep an eye out for explosions ahead of him, not worry about the ones behind him. This course, again, is 5 laps. 5 laps is a long time to go on this without getting exploded. So it's going to be very, very much relying on the lines that you take and also the areas in which you land, because we know there are some areas out there that when you land, it will easily bottom out the Dragonfly, which you don't want. And it looks like Flex has made up some of the ground, and he is up in the front area. He knows the markers that he has to go to, and he's going to take the line that he's been practicing. You're going to see him switch back and forth multiple times between that first and third person to check that marker. He's got nice clean lines through most of the obstacles, and since last year there's now a glitch that has removed the majority of trees out of here, which makes it that much easier to run at a faster speed to get across here. So Flex has been putting up some good times in the practices, and I think he's got a strong chance as long as the server FPS and the desync is on his side. Air is definitely not your friend, but it's inevitable with the Dragonfly. And looking at this, they've got Flex vying first and second place, bobbing back and forth. He is in first right now, running with a good time. We're not going to tell him where he stands because we want him to just run the race, so we are not going to tell him what place he's running in. But this is a makeup for last year. Last year, the River Canyon Chaos was extremely bugged with the fact that the speed on the Dragonflies was an issue, as well as fragility and durability. And this was more of a race of who didn't explode. Flex actually ended up taking second place in the race and doing a great job, but attrition rate on this race during that was 14 out of 16 racers died. This year, I don't expect that we're going to see that high of an attrition rate, but we will most likely see some DNFs. And Flex is still pulling up in first place and leading the pack after lagging behind off the start, which was a tactic to keep from possibly coming in contact with other people. But it looks like he is coming across, and they are just playing catch up to him. He's followed closely by Novak Racing, and in third place Blackhawks, which is Luddix, which is an extremely talented racer. We sparred with him back and forth a couple of times last year. It looks like Flex got caught up on a rock. The frame rate on the River Canyon here will get cut in half as soon as you enter that. And that can definitely be an issue. As you can see, it looks like Novak Racing may have passed him. And at least one competitor that has moved out in front of him, but they are bouncing all over the place, which is very dangerous to do in this canyon because it's too easy to go off of a rock and explode. But we're still only in the first lap. There are 4 more after this, and they've got to survive going through this canyon.
Yeah, I'd say just feel it out through the canyon section and make up your time on the straightaway.
Flex has a dedicated plan for dealing with the frame rate drop here in the canyon, as well as his speed and what works best.
4 more laps, I believe.
If you push too hard in here, it is too easy to glide into one of those rocks or possibly into a wall. He's got a great handle on the drift on these bikes too. He has definitely mastered the Dragonfly. And he's already making up ground on that competitor that's ahead of him, which I think is Novak Racing. According to the leaderboards over on Atmo Esports, it is Novak Racing. Luddix is coming up right behind him and passing. Luddix is known for pushing these things hard. And at times that has definitely cost him a couple of races, but he is a very talented driver of these hover bikes. And there goes, oh, there was an explosion. So it looks like we lost one competitor. Not sure who it was, but somebody did go into that wall. I don't believe it was Luddix or Novak Racing. It looks like it was SPG Racing. Whitehawk 24 is DNF due to exploding on the canyon wall. And that's why you have to be careful coming through here. It is too easy with the desync, get too close to that wall and get taken out.
Alright.
And
Slow, that's what you gotta do.
game plan for this race was really make sure survival is the key thing. We don't want to drift into a wall. We don't want to drift into a rock or... There are some sections where the lift on the hover bike seems to get lost over certain areas of the water. So survival is first and foremost above constantly being in first. But Flex is doing a great job. He'll be able to definitely make up some time on his line around the flat area. They're coming up out of the river canyon now and approaching the lake. And this, they can definitely get a decent amount of speed going across the lake, though brakes are affected going over the lake here. You don't have full braking unless you reverse, turn, and burn. You're not going to be able to get your full stopping power. And in the dark, it's definitely going to make it a little bit more difficult to navigate through these trees without the daylight. And there comes Flex. He's actually just passed Luddix, and he passed Novak Racing. Oh, neck for neck right now. And now he's going to try and make up some more of that time here. And his line here is definitely very good and very strong. And I think he can definitely make up the time here. It sounded like Gravity Cat had said that his bike may have a little bit of damage, and that might be from hitting that wall earlier in the canyon. So we'll see what he does with that.
Hard to tell.
The lights are on Flex right now, I believe, are from the camera ship and the Atmo Esports staff. It looks like somebody over there on the left side is getting some big air, and they came down that area that definitely really kind of makes you bottom out into the ground. That was one area that Flex wanted to definitely make sure he avoided, because that will definitely cause undue damage. But he has this plus 3 more laps after this to go. Luddix has a 6.9 second lead right now. As of the moment that he was coming up the hill around the Carrick back at the starting line. It looks like somebody else is coming up behind Flex now. Currently, right now, placement is Blackhawks and Luddix in first. Second place, Novak Racing. Third place, LYS Motorsports, followed by Flex. Oh no! Oh, that is. Oh man. Oh, that is unfortunate. Great job, Flex. I mean, you were doing it, man. There's. Yeah, it's just one of those things that's outside your control, man. But what a good job. All right, so that means that we are out of race number 1 after 1.5 laps. And Blackhawk still leads, followed by Novak and Liss. Hey, you know, there's nothing you could do about it, man. But you had a great run. You got every reason to be proud of it. That whole front leg, you were leading the whole pack.
Oh, no, and I was doing good there, but I came up and somebody got close to me and the speed boost hit me, and I could not get it to slow down. I braked and braked and braked. And
Well, you are definitely not the only one to be out of the race, because there are 5 other teams that were DNF before you. So we have Garden Racing, 1 ER Corps, Venture Origins, SPG Racing, and Avaria are all DNF as well too. But that goes to speak to the volatility of the course, and that could be game mechanics, it could be the FPS. There's a number of different issues that play into that, but it was still an amazing run by Flex. And we move on to race 2 after this. So he's going to actually be in New Babbage there. He's going to get his knocks out and get ready for race 2. So he's got a second chance here to put some points on the board. The next course he actually knows extremely well and all that. We don't have any more view from the Dragonfly race, but we'll keep you up to date as to the placement. It looks like, as far as how that's going, it looks like Novak Racing is still in first place. Oh no, there was another explosion. Captain Chaos from LYS Motorsports, who was in the third place position, just DNF'd. Kelsar from Punch Nomies is also out. So yeah, there is going to be a moderate to high attrition rate here. The conditions are taking people out. Right now, we have lost almost half. Actually, technically half, because they haven't even removed Flex from the board yet. So we have lost half the racers to explosions in this River Canyon Chaos. So right now we have Novak Racing in first place, Blackhawks in second place, Catcom Alpha in third, Delta Diatus in fourth, Star Prime Racing in fifth, Argo Navies in sixth. They still have Flex in seventh place. And then Punch Nomies, who also lost. Punch Nomies, Amarok's Fang, and LYS are all DNF. So there's only 6 teams actually left in this. So we've had... Yep, they've already counted that one. So we've already lost 10 teams. 10 teams has already been taken out on this.
yeah, I should have separated from them 2 guys.
No worries, man.
But you can't, I mean, come on. Even, numerous teams with well-known racers aren't finishing. Punch Nomies and all that. It is, and the conditions actually make it that way. It was an improvement without the trees this year, but you have the issues of the areas where on the river, it seems to pull your bike down towards the river. You got the issue of the speed fluctuation. Then you've got the issues of just crazy areas where no matter what you do, if you come down out of the air, you're going to bottom out the bike, and you were doing a great job at avoiding that.
Yeah, we just got close with them up 2 bikes, and then the speed boost hit.
Yep.
Could not make it stop.
I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't I hear you say, Gravity, at one point that he had damage on his bike?
It looked like there was something going on with that cover dog, but who knows? Star Citizen.
Yeah, so when we were in the C2, sitting there, and they shut the doors, and I got damage across the front of mine and to the right beside me.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was visual or actual physical damage, but Spark shot off my bike, and there was a big like spot that showed up on the bike.
Yeah. So right now, 10 out of 16 teams have crashed and DNF'd in the race. There are 6 teams left right now. Ludex has had the fastest lap at 6 minutes and 47 seconds. He is actually in first place right now, followed by Novak Racing, then Catcom Alpha. What's that?
Max Zane didn't finish.
Oh, yep. So we got Blackhawks in first, Novak Racing, Catcom Alpha, Delta Diatis is holding in there strong at 4th place. Of course, they're friends of the org with Space Tech, Check Leak, Goofy Gamer Girl. Star Prime Racing is in 5th. And I think, wasn't that Argo Navies was Max Zane, wasn't it? Okay, so questionable right now whether we still have 6 teams or 5 teams in this. It looks like we're just coming up on the near the completion of lap number 2. And of course, Blackhawks, Ludex has moved back into first place. He did very well on this course last year. Him and Enterprise actually ended up swapping back and forth, but then they both blew up on the last lap entering into the canyon. Space Tech, absolutely. SC being SC, he ran a hell of a race. And the attrition rate on this, because they still have at least 3 teams on the board that have actually DNF'd out. So we're over 10 competitors that have not completed this race. It is a tough one. And of course, once we finish this race, they're going to be going through a brief period of transitioning over to the other race areas. I have a feeling they're probably going to leave us here in Microtech. But of course, we'll continue to cover that. That is another race that Flex is well prepared for. It offers its own difficulties as well as issues that you have to deal with, from the blackouts, the weather, the lighting. Hopefully it's going to be daytime when we get over there, but there's no telling right off the bat until we know what time we're going to be over there. But looks like Officer Rondog, one of the cameramen from Atmo Esports, is just tailing Ludex right now. And he is coming up on some of the final turns before moving into the lake area. And they are on a commercial now, so I can't see where he's at. But and Flex, Flex and Gravity Cat, you guys can both attest. We were talking about this. It was, Novak's out now. So Novak was in 2nd place and they are now out. So that's definitely over. That leaves at no more than 5 teams left. But we were talking about this was going to be a high attrition rate race.
Yeah, you just can't ride hard with these hover bikes.
No, I mean, definitely higher durability than last year.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the
Yeah, once you get in the
missing half there.
3rd lap on this race, I can practice earlier. I wasn't even hitting anything. They were just losing.
Blackhawks negative.
If he keeps pushing as hard as he is, it's very possibly going to end up like it did last year.
Like
But
he's missing a hover.
he's missing one of the pods.
Yeah, he's missing a pod on the rear.
I'll probably go on the water then.
I'm waiting for the commercial to end on Twitch.
Looks like four remaining people.
We're down to 4 remaining teams.
Sure. Prime may be out, I don't know.
Maybe they'll remove this race next year.
All right, so we are back. They still haven't updated the leaderboard. Well, actually, I mean, we may still end up, I don't know. I mean, we didn't DNF. We didn't do the 70%. So we'll have to see how they score this.
Yeah, we're not getting it.
No, I wouldn't think so. But they haven't removed us, Punch Nomies, LYS Motorsports, Novak, or any of the other teams that DNF'd off the board yet.
Thank you.
So if
They didn't actually cover 90% in the briefing. I didn't hear it. I stepped away from it.
Yeah. So right now, with Novak out, that leaves Blackhawks in first, followed by Catcom Alpha. Delta Diatus just is. Oh, Delta Diatus is bouncing back and forth between second and third place, but they're currently in third, followed by Star Prime Racing. Novak is out, of course. So that leaves 4 competitors in this race. If anybody else goes out, I mean, you're only going to have the top 3 spots. But it looks like Ludex is back on the main terrain and making his way around. Just entering into the canyon. It looks like his back right pod is gone. Yeah, his back right engine is gone. So he's got the front 2 and the back left. And that is definitely going to affect the ability to steer and maintain control. That can also cause issues with lift. So we'll see how he handles it. Well, unfortunately, I can see how he's going to handle it going through. Oh, he just bounced off a rock there. How he's going to handle it going. Oh! Was that Papa Freedom? No, that wasn't Papa Freedom. The cameraman just exploded on the canyon. So it looks like in true Atmo style, their cameramen are taking themselves out. We're back with Officer Ron Dog, who is probably covering maybe Catcom Alpha or Delta Diatus. But yes, in traditional Atmo, one of the cameramen have done himself in, and it wasn't Papa Freedom, so. And it looks like this may be Delta Diatus, or it may be Star Prime. I'm not sure. They're definitely back on the flats, well behind Ludex. Ludex had a commanding lead last year, and it wasn't the only time it happened to him, but that final lap when he dropped down into the canyon, that was just it. Now they're on, I believe, lap 3 right now. So they have a couple more. They got a couple more laps to go. Of course, Ludex, if anybody watched the System 7 last year, is the one that was in first place on the Babbage Bash, and about 200 meters from the finish line, hit a small rock on the ice lake, and his Apoa Knox got taken out. I don't think anybody that watched that last year will ever forget that, because he was in great position. Of course, it allowed Flex, who was in second, to come up from behind him and pass and get the win. But Ludex is a strong competitor. Yeah, it definitely looks like whoever we're watching here definitely slowed down quite a bit. All right, so... Yep, so we're back going into the River Canyon here now. And this is not Ludex that I'm watching here, because he does have... No, because all the pods are there. Yep, he's on that. All right, so while we're doing this, you'll excuse me for 1 second. I'm going to leave you guys with some music and all that. I got to let Bailey out. But I'll let Flex and Gravity pass along the information to you guys. right, so looks like Ludex is still out in front, still holding his bike together. And actually, we had talked about that as well, is that, practice is all well and good, but you don't know how the server's going to react until you get all the competitors out here at one time to see what it does to the server health.
Yeah, I mean, the server held up fine, but it's just that the FPS I was seeing now was showing that, and when it was actually happening, I think it was different.
Yeah.
Because it did not feel like it was in the forest. It did not feel like that.
Yeah, and right now you got a competition between Ludex and Delta Diatus. I heard Star Prime went out, which leaves only 3 competitors left in this, all on lap 4. They still have one more lap after this. Of course, comment on the Atmo Esports stream. Blackhawks and Delta Diatus were 2 of the 3 teams that managed to finish this race last year. Unfortunately, that is incorrect. Blackhawks did not finish. Delta Diatus, Amarok's Fang, and Herbie were the only finishers, I believe.
No, Army didn't finish. There were only 2 finishes for this race.
Oh, that's right, us and Delta, yeah.
Yeah, I guess they're counting.
Well,
Last year,
yeah, they must be, because he definitely went out. He was ahead of Enterprise when he went out on the canyon entrance. So Ludex is making his way through the canyon, though. Papa Freedom is following closely by in a Fury. At a good enough distance, if Papa Freedom hiccups, he won't explode over top of Ludex. He's coming out into the open now, where he's going to make his way down towards the lake bed. And I'm standing here giving everybody only a view of Gravity Cat's naked body. Yeah, well, we know the weather effects are not affecting anybody in game right now, whether you're on Hurston, Microtech, or anything like that. It's going to be definitely interesting how Ludex on this last lap, he has slowed down, definitely. Holds that bike together. Papa Freedom has gone to full ping to keep track of what's going on. I don't know if he lost his lighting or if it's just the lighting of the planet is gone pitch black. But it is definitely going to be a long last lap. We already know Ludex is down at least 1 hover pod. He's coming up the hill towards the starting line to start his last lap. He's coming around the Carrick now.
It's in tow as well. It's really made for making racing.
Oh. And he passed the Carrick and he's down into the straightaway for his last lap. And definitely something on the Atmo Esports definitely always comes up during these races. Somebody over there on their one of the competitors talking about being on EU servers is a detriment to North American players. Of course, whenever we do it on North American servers, it's a detriment to EU, Australia, or Asian players. The downfall is there is no server that is going to be great for everybody. So it is one of the things that you contend with on this, but for the most part, I mean, we've had some good experiences on EU servers without too many problems. Last year, of course, we had the races that had to be played on the PTU a couple of times. So all right. Now they got Delta Diatus in third and Catcom Alpha in second and Blackhawks in first. So looks like very possibly Catcom Alpha has passed Delta Diatus. Of course, Delta Diatus actually took this race last year. I'm not sure who we're watching here with Officer Rondog, but they are down in the canyon. Looks like they have a fairly well intact Dragonfly still. This might be Delta Diatus because they're still on lap 4 and they're in the canyon, and I know nobody's ahead of Ludex, who was still on the straightaway, so this must be Delta Diatus we're watching here. So it looks like Catcom got a fairly healthy lead passing Delta Diatus. I believe this is Czech Leak that is running this race, and very possibly could be very well just playing it safe to survive and hopes that somebody else will crash out, and playing the long game of survivability.
Well, I'm going to try to get us points in the next one, but it might be on you all to get us points in this.
Hey, the important thing is we're having fun.
Yeah, hopefully next year the game's in a better shape.
I think the game's improved in better state year to year, so hopefully it'll make some good progress. And it looks like Czech Leak is really brought it back a little and definitely going for survivability, which paid off last year, and that's how they really kind of got themselves moved up there with the back and forth between Blackhawks and Enterprise. They ended up both falling out, which put Czech Leak right in first.
Remember, your belongings belong to you. Keep a careful watch for the personal
Gravity Cat in the Atmo chat. It's very true, though. I mean, we definitely stressed ourselves last year and everything, and this year it's about having fun. I'm hoping that we'll be able to move over, or hopefully Atmo will move over to see where Catcom and Blackhawks is. It looks like Delta Diatus is coming into the opening area of the river, making their way down towards the lake. Yeah, so on this race, 7 teams went out before the end of the first lap. That is nearly half of the competitors were gone before the end of the first lap, which speaks a lot as to the difficulties that this race can actually give people. And Atmo is on another. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that speed fluctuation is definitely a ongoing issue, I think, across all the hover bikes. Well, you said you weren't really seeing it much on the Nox, though. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were seeing, what, over 240 with the hover quad. All right, so we are back now. Looks like Blackhawks, Catcom, followed by Delta Diatus. And this should be Delta Diatus still going across the flats. Yeah, he should be near the end at this point. Be interesting, see if they move over to him here as he finishes. Unless he already finished, and that's why there's just staying on Delta now.
He's pretty close.
The next race is in the dark.
Oh, is it? You check the times?
You got 106 minutes of dark.
Well, Microtech doesn't have a daytime, so it's normal.
You think you're the only ones easy to watch because everybody else has their lights up? Very likely. It's very likely. I mean, you can still see the engine burn. But you guys are running a hell of a race too. So, I mean, you guys are killing it. And if Check Leak brought... is that Check Leak that's driving that one?
Yeah, it is.
I don't blame him if he brought the speed back, because definitely staying alive is key for finishing this race. And you know, even at this point, even if he stays at his current speed, he's going to take third. Why push it and kill yourself and not get any points if you can help it? And here comes Papa Freedom showing Luddix coming across the finish line now. And Luddix takes first place with a time of 37 minutes, 45 seconds. So good job to Blackhawks and Luddix.
I'm surprised he finished at black like that.
Exactly. In this year, there are fewer points, even past 90% if you DNF, I think. Yeah, I do believe so.
Someone just blew up.
Was it on the hill going up towards the Carrick? That would have been Catcom Alpha. So if Catcom Alpha crashed just before the finish line, that means Delta Diatis, as long as Check Leak stays alive. Yes, Circle Worm is out before crossing the finish line. So Delta Diatis moves up into second place. And if they can just pass his point of explosion, they will take second place. Now, if Check Leak blows up before reaching that same point, then they'll take third. So Check Leak just has to take it nice and easy. It looks like he's getting ready to drop back down into the canyon for his final run through it. And all he has to do is stay alive and make it to past the point that Circle Worm crashed, and they will take second place. So this is definitely going to be a bit of a nail biter. Hopefully...
There's also a crashed Ices right on top of the Dragonfly that crashed on that hill, so now there's a lot of debris.
Yeah, so this is going to be a bit of a nail biter. If he can just pass Circle Worm or point of destruction, Delta Diatis will take second. So just take your time, and hopefully Check Leak has some communication with somebody. Hopefully he has some communication with somebody to fill him in on the current conditions and what's going on, and can let him know that just finish.
With two teams again this year.
Yep, two teams again, same as last year, better conditions, but again, it speaks to the difficulty of this track. Space Tech, you told him to do 2 meters per second. I mean, that's great. That's great.
Make sure you tell him there's a Ices crash on the hill just under the carrot going up to the finish line. Let him know that before he gets there.
That's great. You guys got that communication. I mean, that's what helps people know their place in the race and all that, and best tactics. But it looks like, yeah, he is just kind of minding where he's going and not so worried about fastest speed, which is good. So, I mean, being that they're good friends of the channel and all that, we definitely want to see them take that second place spot. Wouldn't be any better competitor that I know that could take it. He's just going right down center of the channel and just avoiding the trees and the big rocks on the banks. Hopefully his Dragonfly has no damage right now. That would just be best situation for him. But again, 2 years in a row, 14 out of 16 competitors out by crashing. And only 2 have the possibility of finishing right now. 1 already has, and Check Leak, as long as he crosses that line, will do it 2 years in a row. Being one of only 2 competitors to actually get all the way through this race. He's probably more than, best guess, halfway through the canyon right now. Making the sharp 90-degree turn. And he's out in the open now, heading down towards the lake. So he's out of those high canyon walls and into the trees. Just a few more bends. He's coming up out of the river and down to the lake now. Got a lot of height on that one, but he's okay. Coming across the river, he's just a short bit away from passing Circle Worm's spot.
Water factor is high.
He's taking his time across the lake. I don't blame him, because coming off that lake, you really don't have much for brakes once you hit that hill. So it looks like he's kept his speed down and not pushing it across the lake, which is very smart. He's coming up to the bank now and making his way towards the hill. Hopefully he'll be able to avoid any debris from the previous crashes. Winding his way through the trees. And one more tree to get past, and he is past the point of Circle Worm's destruction. So Delta Diatus takes the second place spot. And again, 2 years in a row, one of only 2 competitors to actually finish this race. So congratulations to Check Leak and Delta Diatus. You guys did an amazing job and great performance. And you guys earned that one for sure. And at this point, we're going to, they're going to have to get those guys back over to get loaded up for the second race. And while we are waiting for the second race, we are just going to run this real quick. What the? Okay. So I guess my commercial does not want to play. Oh, awesome. So we got 2 points. We'll take them. I mean, again, everybody the 7 out of 16 teams actually just didn't even make it through the first lap. So, I mean, at least we got some points. I'll take those. But, I mean, I'd still say it's a great performance on your part, and the fact that you're dealing with these conditions they're unpredictable, they're uncontrollable. I think everybody involved with this race actually did an amazing job dealing with the conditions that they were given, and congratulations to Ludex and Czech League on their finishing it. Definitely well worth the congratulations. If you're in the market for a first or even just a new gaming system, check out darkhourpc.com. We offer a wide variety of choices in our pre-designed category to fit all needs, starting at $629 US. From a first gaming PC to your 10th, we can get you set up with one that suits your needs, from light gaming to even the high resource intensive AAA titles. Our pre-designed PCs offer a wide range of options, including additional hard drives and all-in-one water cooling. If you do not see something that you need, check out the accessory area where we have RGB lighting, sleeve cable extensions, and more to give it a more complete look. If the pre-designed models don't match what you're looking for, then darkhourpc.com offers customization services where we can learn what programs, games, and uses you need your PC to cover and work with you to put together a system that's going to handle your needs. We even offer refurbished systems at times, and this is constantly changing, so check darkhourpc.com for current availability. We're actually able to ship out systems across all the lower 48 United States, and if you're in the Indiana area, we also offer upgrade and repair services as well. So if you're ready for a new system, check out darkhourpc.com. If you're all right. All right, so we are in between races, and we are going to try to get all set up for the next race, so we got a little bit of time to kill. But don't forget, if you are looking for a new PC or you're looking for a upgrade, check out darkhourpc.com. We can definitely help you get your next PC for whatever game that you're playing. You didn't realize the point differential was so extreme between. The point differential definitely spreads across the board there. I think they changed it up a little bit for this year. Now, the next race being in heats, the heats are going to work in 4 sections. You're going to have 4 racers per heat. The first place finisher of each of the heats will actually go into a final race and race against each other. So even if you have the second place finisher in heat 1 with a faster time of the first place finisher in heat 3, that second place person in heat 1 does not move forward into the finals. So it's the top time of each heat will compete for the finals. So you can definitely see a little bit of a spread there of fastest times. We're definitely up against some tough competitors. We have Ludex. We're going up against Ludex in our heat, so we know that he is a strong competitor, so it'll be interesting to see how he performs on this course. Gerbo the Gnome actually is also competing in one of the heats. He's not in our heat, but another strong competitor that could very easily put up a first place time. So we'll see how everything goes. So what we're going to do is we are going to leave you guys with a quick step away. We'll leave you guys with some music and some clips, and we will be back in just a moment.
But with the gravity?
Yeah, same. I should have slowed down after my first one. I knew it was going to be near future. So, hold on. But this race here, so it's... I got to go all out. There's no going back on this one. I have to... Race as hard as possible.
Okay, I gotta get
The heck with that. Keep yourself half blacked out the whole time. Don't even back off the throttle.
I'm going to almost be blanked out the whole race. As long as I don't cross that threshold of blacking out, I should survive and be okay. If I black out, I'm dead.
Bailey, don't hit the quantum. The heck? Bailey hit the quantum.
That's easier
Cause
said
global
than done.
warming on Microtech.
But you know what though? It's gonna take us a little bit of time on setup, right? I think I'm gonna be in the blizzard for my race for Heat 1.
Cool. Keep the engines cooled down. Gun it.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen when it comes to looking at the timing. So it's about here.
Oh, what the hell?
So we got exactly an hour and a half. The blizzard starts 15 to 20 minutes before the sun comes up. So it's
Stop
an hour and
nudging
15
my
minutes.
reclaimer.
I'm in the fourth heat, so
Oh my god!
And you know they're gonna have those headlights turned on those ships, so it's gonna be an effing nightmare. So good luck with
yeah,
that.
well, I worked with messing with my gamma and headlights and,
And then-
blizzards and
Right.
all that stuff earlier just to
Who
figure
just
out where I
killed
need to have
us?
my stuff set. So I got my number worked in.
I'm about to find out. That was.
But yeah, I think I'm just gonna go all out, and what
By-
happens happens, you know. Regardless, we're doing
Yeah,
this for
figure,
fun
man.
this year,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm gonna race as hard as I can.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
You either be a hero or die immediately. One or the other.
Yeah, 1 to 2. I'm gonna die in turn 1, or I'm gonna beat Ludix. Turn 1 and 2.
He has to avoid you as much as you have to avoid him.
Exactly. And he knows I'm there, so he's gonna push hard. I gotta push hard because he's there, you know.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna try
gonna
to
be a
make
fun
sure I don't black out. It's gonna be a good race. Finally get to race them heads up in a race that is comes to skill.
Yep.
As long as neither one of us hit the desync drops. I hope that doesn't kill everyone else. If that kills one of the two of us, then you
I
know.
want a tan.
Then it's lame.
Exactly. I got a good line though to avoid it.
Past
think.
44, so he
But
says if it
I'm not
kills
racing on this
with the
exact
exception
server.
to start hitting armor, that is for sale on the store.
Right.
What the? I am now in your Valkyrie.
What?
I was running across the surface of Yella, and then a big orange flash came down on me, and now I am inside your
Hopefully I
Valkyrie.
pull out a first in the
my
first.
God. Sounds
Get us
kinda
some good
sexy.
points.
Prestige, I think, tried to ram me.
It's all good. I know you're gonna win your race, so.
Picking me up, and this thing is hurtful.
I'll try.
Shouldn't be ramming the streamer.
Yeah, hopefully next year that track's not on there.
Louis says, it's
Especially
the
to
smoothest
remove
kidnapping
Babbage
he's
Bash.
ever seen.
To keep that one, keep the worst, you know.
Right.
Why do I
Babbage
always
Bash
think-
is pure skill
Oh wait, I'm already wearing my pants. I need to report
and very fun.
here on Twitch. And also check out the merch store, the Patreon. Check out the memberships over on YouTube by hitting that join button over there. Get it as
So
low
you
as
got on
99.
board.
I don't know who pushed that thing or why it's moving on its own, but it's turning also makes it a little scary. 99 cents a month for memberships over there on YouTube, or you can subscribe
Every
Back
bite
always
is loaded.
on
Good.
Twitch.
Hope Atma's reading
but
into my
it
random
just
comments
pushed
and
me.
putting in
Who
the
is
chat.
pushing this thing? Am I in The Shining or something? That
Man, you see they got a jacket this year. I seen that. I was like, oh shit, I want to win. Now it's just a jacket.
Well, I mean, you might get one.
Well, right.
I'm down in the elevator.
Oh, if I get an interview, you better believe I'm gonna bring up trophies.
You might get a trophy.
So we can take a look at the whole A.
No,
Oh my
it
god,
was
just as I spawn in.
no,
you
it was just jerseys, all three. There was no jacket last year.
Really? I'm glad.
All right, so we are back and we are still waiting for them to get on site at the new location as Bailey tries to get my attention. I did before you guys went out to that, and Big M14 said there was no plans to move spectators.
Makes sense. Good call.
I mean, in some regards, I think it's might improve the conditions out there. The less entities that you have out there on site might be better off. Well, yeah, because there wouldn't be this many spectators if people weren't planning on that. I mean, don't forget last year, some of the races they had an 890 flying above, and I'm sure that put some taxing onto the servers as well. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that was the same one where they had the 890 in the Idris. The 890 was insane. Yeah, I remember that. And that was the race where wasn't that the race where we had somebody attack the race? There was like an arrow or something security had to take out. Yeah, the one where you were going through the forest and all that. Oh no.
Yeah, that's not the one that the figure 8.
Was it the one on the
Raper frames?
Yeah.
Delivers gasoline, right?
Remember, your belongings belong to you. Keep a careful watch on all personal items.
Well, contract shared.
Remember, your belongings.
Make sure you grab a flex.
Time. Be sure to visit Wally's bar at the promenade. Only a quick ride on the metro loop. From the best in shopping, dining, and entertainment. Be sure to visit
You think I need to jump back in the tournament lounge? Everybody's up there. A lot of the teams are. I'm gonna jump up there and see if there's anything I need to know or any of that.
Yeah, I'll just leave. I'll stay down here to keep this channel active. All right, so don't forget, get your entries in for this month's giveaway, which is going to be the Anvil Arrow Starter Pack. We're going to be awarding that on April 1st, so all you got to do is follow on whatever channel you're viewing on, and of course, keep an eye on those notifications. Why is this? Oh, flexes. So just keep an eye on the notifications, and don't forget we're here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, though we may be adjusting that during the System 7 since we'll be streaming on every other Saturday for the races and everything. But we appreciate you guys being here. If you want to help us support the channel, check out the merch store: beer glasses, ball caps, beanies, hooded sweatshirts, t-shirts, all of that, and it all goes right back towards the giveaways that we do on a monthly basis. And of course, we appreciate all the support. And what we are going to be moving to next is this race, which is the, I think they call it the whiteout. Or it may not be whiteout. It may be called something else. But this is the ice lake out here on Microtech. What's that?
I think it might be Cold Snap.
Cold Snap, that's what it is the Cold Snap race. So the starting point is on the left side there, just on the one side of that island. They're going to do a straightaway into the channel between the islands, making a almost very sharp hairpin turn around into the neighboring channel. And again, a very sharp left hairpin turn around into the outer channel, moving up and around the island and across all the way to the other side, cutting through and between different rock formations and smaller islands to come back around the large island again. This is going to be 5 laps, 4 heats, plus a final heat of the first place finishers of the first 4 heats to determine the winner. Let's see. Our first heat is against the literal creators of the map. Yo, you got Gerbo. We got Ludex in our heat, Space Tech, so I feel the pain. So that I think is going to be our biggest competitor in our heat. I think we also have the 2 people that put the fastest times up for the qualifiers. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle hover bikes versus the PTV. But yeah, you got a very strong heat as well too if you've got Gerbo and them in there. So it will be definitely a race to watch for sure. Bailey, what? You want to go back outside? All right, come on. You can go back outside. All right, let me run her out. Be right back. Come on.
Why not rest at the Nest's newly renovated accommodations, located downtown in the luxurious Aspire Grand. Remember, your belongings belong to you. Keep a careful watch on all personal items.
Welcome back.
Be sure to
Don't forget to
You
take the
haven't had
guns
a-
off your Nox.
Oh, my guns
What
are
happened?
off, but we died. We blew up.
all the beauty of our award-winning gardens. This city of tomorrow.
We were on approach and we exploded.
From desync?
Are you kidding me?
We blew up on the track, directly above the track.
Oh my God, I wonder how much debris is going to be on the track now.
Ooh, there's a lot. We were right above it. We were at right between turn, or right at the starting line. It looked like, from my point of view.
Oh, I'm going to have to go back and watch that. Because I still got your view up on the screen. You guys are going to have to reload everything.
Well, yeah, I hope I have more armor here.
If not, I'll give you mine. Just come get mine. I'm right here at the spaceport. Did you fall through something?
From all of us at Microtech, welcome to the new
I've got some boots.
What did you fall through?
Who are you talking to, me?
No, Flex, his screen went black. He died again.
Oh, so I was in the elevator. 7 people come running into the elevator and push me out the wall.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, just come to the spaceport. I'll give you my gear.
Yeah, I'll check when I get out of here. If I have any.
If you didn't bring any...
There was only 3 bikes that didn't have guns on. I was one of them. Everybody else didn't take the guns on.
They're a problem.
Yep. I think there's a chance one of them like self-destructed. They were talking about having guns on, and then all of a sudden we all died.
Well, I'll give you the bear head and the Orc Mark 10 armor I got.
Yeah, if I have armor when I come out of here, I'm just not sure. I know I only had a couple suits left of my Nova calls.
Well, I mean, at least the weather conditions aren't affecting anything, so you can just take mine and not have to worry about it if you don't have anything.
Yeah, but I have this glitch now in the center of my screen.
What's that?
How many people's on this server? You don't see it?
Well, I see the yeah, I see the distance.
That
I mean, at least it's minor.
Yeah, but for seeing rocks, that's an issue.
It'll blend right into the rocks. What the?
I feel myself. I can loot my body and get rid of it.
It is nothing but death and mayhem. Death and freaking mayhem.
Yeah, before I couldn't loot my body because of where it was, so I figured die again, go loot my body, get rid of that marker.
Shadowjack, you figured out how to make 400k profit per run on a vulture. That's awesome.
So how it's sounding, we're probably gonna be in the EPTU next week.
That would be good. I mean, we'll wait for official word, but I mean that would be nice.
Yeah, I'm just saying from like how I've heard all the testing is went and all that, I think we got a good chance in being there really soon.
Well, I know that we still have to do this week's overdrive, so we have to do phase 3 still. That we'll probably do maybe on Tuesday's stream or something like that. We'll knock out overdrive. Tomorrow, I definitely want to help Gravity Cat with anything he feels he needs for the reverse snake pit.
Bodies on the track.
Yeah, as many ships there as possible. So.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing a swarm of people in white outfits running for the garage terminals. Make sure you dress fashionably. You don't have any Novikovs?
No
It-
Novikovs. Next they're gonna change this.
At least get on the train. Because a lot of people have already shown up to start loading up again.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be slow loading though. These dudes are reckless loading.
Oh, was it bad?
Yeah, I think it's the new guys. You know, I think they're just trying to rush.
Yeah, coming out of the halves, a lot of people actually still heeded the warnings from the qualifiers about needing to walk and not run for everything. Huck, lay down. You have no arms.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if I have matching. If not, I'm gonna change.
Looks very strange with heavy armor and no arms. Come on, just wear your Van Duel mask.
No, I don't want to lose it. I don't even have it here, so.
Ah.
Couldn't wear it if I wanted to.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about hydration with the number of deaths you had.
Right. And hopefully they have the track clear. That's my only concern now.
Yeah, Big M was Big M145 flying the ship.
He was.
Yeah, he's back here now. He's here in the spaceport.
We can give him brief for that later.
Thought maybe you let Papa Freedom fly or something. Let's see.
2 feet into the ground.
Raging, since tomorrow is Easter, Gravity should wear his kaleidoscope outfit he wore for Siege of Orison. I don't know if my eyes can take that. The Crayola factory armor was definitely blinding. Gravity Cat comes up with some interesting armor combinations, that is for sure. I will refer back to my comment about socks and sandals. And here comes Flex into the spaceport, going up to the garage.
I wear the appropriate attire.
Sometimes no attire.
Feel free, guys, to pull your
I've got boots on. I mean, why would I want to dress up for the occasion when we just all die anyway?
This is true. Oh, I'm stopped by plants. Did you even bring any paints?
Get a backpack, put a peak on it.
Take your good luck charm.
Yeah. I'm probably actually
Derek, your hydration okay?
Yeah, mine's fine. I've got cruises in my backpack. I'm at 48%, so I'm good for now. Hopefully they'll be able to reload back up quickly. This could, well, you said what, 160 minutes till sunrise?
not that many anymore.
Between all the heats and everything, you might possibly have a good chance.
No, I'm gonna be in the blizzard. That's when I'm gonna be in March.
Well, anything to make it more difficult, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
It's half the fun.
There might be daylight.
This one is gonna be the skilled race. You know,
Yeah, this is going to be a good race. Both yours and Delta Diatus. They got Gerbo and the designers of this track in their heat, and then we've got Ludex.
yeah, Ludex is the. I mean, he's the big challenge in everything when it comes to hover vehicles. He's one of the best drivers there is.
Oh yeah, no doubt. He's the Herbie of hover bikes. But
I gotta push chat to see where I'm going.
okay. But from what we've seen also with the SCR times on the board, Herbie has been practicing the hover bikes and has some good times posted in, I think, some of the third or second highest times. But I think in a race environment, he's still going to have a hard time getting past Ludex and Gerbo. It'll definitely be interesting to see where Gerbo ends up, being that he was one of the designers of this. All right, so we got Flex pulling his bike out there. They're waiting for word on where they're loading up. I know they're most likely not loading up on that Carrack, as it's not going to carry enough bikes. They've got to load all 16 again. They may just be waiting for another C2 to come down. Are they? Yeah, it looks like they got a few people out here with hover bikes waiting. Oh, there's a C2. Hopefully there'll be a little caution in loading these again. One of those things you unfortunately can't plan for when the ship flies into the planet. So At least it seems like some decent coordination to be able to get everybody out there and reloaded into the ship. Hopefully, okay, so yeah, it looks like Flex is in the second row back, which is probably going to be good if he took damage on the Dragonfly before they flew out. So, hopefully they've got the spacing down to where they won't have to worry too much.
For the latest updates on ship availability and game plans, please use one of
I'm sure Big M145 is over there giving them instructions. Some of these Noxes do not like to sit on the deck, though. Don't go too... Oh, I don't think Flex wants to be in front. I think he's going to move off so he can... Oh, it looks like he might be going back to change out his bike. Did he take a hit?
Probably.
Did you see anything hit him?
No, but he wouldn't be doing that if he wasn't.
Yeah, there must be something that's... Something must have happened to make him want to have to change that out. I don't know if the guy behind him bumped him or something like that, possibly.
Remember, your belongings belong to you. Keep a careful watch on all personal items.
The good thing is they have very, very short spawn times. Plus, I know he bought quite a few.
I kind of wish they would let the teams like come out with their own stuff.
Yeah, but then again, you got, you know, if you fly that many ships out there carrying gear and all that, you got that many more entities, put stress on the servers. That is just a catch-22 that unfortunately you can't really do much to, you can't alleviate that concern because, of course, the more people we have on site, the rougher things are. Where's he
They are
going?
going to have to figure that out at some point.
Yeah, I think, I mean, maybe with server meshing and these tests that they're doing at 400 and 800 people on a server at one time, once they get up to that capacity, maybe it'll be less of a factor. Need the Liberator in game yeah. But that may show improvement. I mean, when you're bringing that many entities into the size of space that we have with Stanton or Stanton Pyro by the time that comes in, you know, it may improve the server performance when you have, you know, what would now be considered a large number of entities in one area. I remember when they did the 100-person test, and I believe it was Morphologist that did the 100-person 890 party. I believe when that was going on, I mean, they took the FPS down to like 2 by the time they got everybody on there. Raging, yeah, the ramps on the Hurricane are definitely very difficult. They can cause enough problems of their own. I think it might also help Flex not to be in the very front row. My big concern is they get out there, they get unloaded, and while waiting for all the heats to run through, anybody that accidentally bumps somebody or makes contact inadvertently, you know, accidentally, I don't think anybody would do it on purpose. But while waiting, you're not in a position where you can go swap out your bike if something happens to it while you're waiting for your heat. So I don't know how or what they'll do to deal with that, especially if, say, somebody blacks out, loses control of their bike, and goes into the crowd of people waiting. Because that's the downfall with blacking out. All you do is you black out and you just start going in a straight line. You're going to hit whatever's in front of you. There's no avoiding it. All right, so Atmo's stream is on a 3-minute break. Of course, they're not going to be able to get right back going with it as soon as they come back because they're still loading up bikes. It looks like a number of competitors are still needing to get their bikes and get them loaded up. What we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and silence my game sound, and we are going to turn back on Flex's game sound. That way you guys can hear what's going on with him. And we'll stay on Flex's view until we get into this race and everything. And don't forget, if you're thinking about getting into Star Citizen, use that referral code at the bottom of the screen. You'll get you an extra 5,000 AUEC when you start up with a new game pack, and will allow you to get some extras like some armor, some guns, so you can get right into the bounties and the bunkers and all that stuff. Definitely very, very helpful when you're first starting out. And also remember, every other Saturday we will be here with the System 7 races as we go through all of these. Gravity Cat after this week will be up in about 2 weeks with the Reverse Snake Pit track, which the Snake Pit was definitely a fun track last year. Now they've got it going the opposite way. After that, we'll have Anral in the PTV and the STV, taking on those two races with Anral's excellent time during the qualifiers. He is definitely the strongest one for that. And with the STV out at Orison, a new interesting track going out there on one of the platforms off to the side, an almost figure eight style track that is as slick as ice. So there's going to be a lot of drifting, a lot of sliding. May even see a few people slide off the track if possible, but not anywhere near like it was last year. And then, of course, after that, we got race 6 with Whiteout over on Lyria running Lynxes. This is the first year that the Lynx is being spotlighted in the System 7. I'll be running that race 10 laps around a plateau out there on Lyria, and then the finale, which is going to be the loop around Lorville, where all 4 of us will be doing different legs. And if anybody remembers last year's Lorville race, definitely an unbelievable race where we were able to come into second place and secure our second place finish for the whole series. And the F-bomb laden performance of Flex as he literally melted his computer down as it fell apart while he was driving. And the fun that was in that race. So we'll be doing that again this year, taking the same positions that we had last year, Gravity Cat in the RC, with Anral in the Ursa, myself on the STV, and Flex on the Dragonfly. So catch us for that. Definitely a hell of a show watching that one. I'm just hoping we don't kill Flex's computer again this year. Raging, do you know CIG never fixed the landing gear collision on the Herc? I don't know if they did. I was not paying close attention to that IC report. It looks like they're sealing up the C2 and they are taking off. Or getting ready to take off and make their way. That doesn't look like it's everybody, but they may have enough for the first couple of heats, so they may be trying to get out and get things moving. And then after today, don't forget we will be here tomorrow practicing with Gravity Cat on the Reverse Snake Pit track. That is the goal for tomorrow. And Tuesday, we will be taking on Overdrive, catching up with the phases. Phase 3 is now in the live servers. Of course, don't forget, if you get through all of the phases of Overdrive and you own an F7C Mark II, you will get a free upgrade to the F7A. Even if you don't own an F7C Mark II, you will still get the upgrade, but you won't be able to use it until you get a F7C Mark II. So a nice little bonus for finishing an event. And definitely, I am looking forward to doing that upgrade. I like the F7C Mark II. I think it's actually a very fun ship. It's got a little bit of a poor quantum drive, but throw a Voyage or an Atlas in it and it does extremely well. And of course, throw on the ball turret and the nose turret, and you can definitely outfit it with a number of different weapons. And so get in there, do your Overdrive event so that you can get that free upgrade, especially if you already own the F7C Mark II. They are definitely on the move now as we see those gamer tags bounce around. I would imagine that Flex will be back after they land and they start getting people lined up. We are going to have to sit through the first 2 heats before Flex's turn up, so we will be watching those. We'll be commentating on those matches. Unfortunately, I can't show the Atmo stream, but we will be commenting on them. And trying to see here. Tournament back. Let's see. Do we have... Okay, so heat number 1. Heat number 1 is going to be Wildcards Racing, Wonder Colonial, Venture Origins number 2, and LYS Motorsports. Of course, LYS Motorsports was continuing with a strong 4th place position through the last race until they DNF'd. So that one's going to be an interesting one because I can't say that I've really seen much of those 4 teams race, so it'll be interesting to see how they do. In heat number 2, we got Catcom Alpha, who put up a great performance in the River Canyon Chaos, followed by Argo Navis, Eva Ria, and AAWA Drunken Turtle Racing. And then heat 3, which is our heat, has Black Hawks, Garden Racing, Amarok's Fang, and Star Prime Racing. Again, Ludex is going to be the biggest competitor that we have in that. And heat number 4 is going to consist of Novak Racing, Delta Diatis, SPG Racing, and Punch Nomis. And we saw Space Tech comment earlier how that heat is definitely going to be very interesting in the fact that Gerbo, who is on Punch Nomis, and I think SPG Racing, I'm not sure about Novak, but they were all involved with the creation of this track. So we know Gerbo puts up some excellent times on it. So definitely going to be interesting to see how that heat finishes up. And again, the winner of each one of those heats will do a final heat to determine 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place. So if we can just edge out ahead of Ludex, then we stand a good chance of getting into that final heat, which is obviously the goal. So it looks like Flex is out on the ice. He's going to have to get directed over to where the staging area is while he waits for his heat. Right now on Atmo, they're just going through the different races. Race number 4, of course, is going to be the STV, followed by race 5, which is the PTV, and then race 6 with Whiteout. One big, I wouldn't even say it's a big concern, but a little bit of concern. Hopefully Flex, we know he's well hydrated because of the fact he had a backspace at one point. But hopefully the time that it takes to run these heats is not going to cause an issue with his hydration. I think you'll find the good thing is that with the Apoa Nox, these heats go fast. This thing can pull, I think it's 214 or 240 meters per second at full speed, which is why there's such a danger of blacking out on the turns. And these things get through this course very quickly. I know Gerbo, when we first talked to him about this, he was posting minute 20 per lap times, believing that he could get down to about a minute 15. And Flex, I know, has definitely done minute 20 a little bit faster. So it'll be interesting to see how fast these go. But when you're talking 5 laps, you're talking about a 6-minute race for each of the heats. So 4 heats, about 30 minutes to run through them all, not including setup time. So these will go fairly quick. But starting out here, it is definitely going to be a bit of a waiting game. still waiting to see if they've got all the competitors back out on site after the explosion, and really curious to see if that explosion caused any amount of debris to end up on the track itself. Because that could definitely play a part in how this gets ran if they have to avoid C2 parts, hover bikes, anything that could have crashed out of that ship. Hopefully the crash was over a non-track area. Of course, nighttime right now as well too doesn't help. Were you saying something, Gravity?
I just said be right back.
Oh, okay. And don't forget, if you guys want to get in on these events, you guys can visit our Discord. You can actually join the Discord without being in the org itself. Just do exclamation Discord in the chat. It'll give you the link to it. We welcome everybody for casual gameplay, anti-piracy, and events like this with racing, Daymar Rally, Hurston Hurt Locker. We participate in the majority of those. We don't do too much with Fight or Flight, but if people are interested, we're happy to put a team together. And for Daymar Rally, because usually around the end of the System 7 is when they start taking registrations for the Daymar Rally. We do have a bike and a buggy team. We are also looking to incorporate a truck team. And if that is something that interests you, visit the Discord and you can get your name in on that. And you don't have to be a part of the org. And join us for the Daymar Rally in January. And it's always a blast doing the rally, along with the System 7 and the Hurston Hurt Locker. Hurston Hurt Locker's been on a little bit of a break for the past year, but they are revamping it to some degree, and we're going to see a new version of it come out when it comes back. So I'm excited to see that. Looks like Flex is still up there in the tournament channel, probably getting instructions. All right, I'm going to excuse myself for one quick moment while I go get a refill of a drink, and I will be right back. We'll leave you guys with some clips since not much is going on with Flex. What the hell was that?
Oh my god!
Than the moon.
Because it just sucked me into your shoe.
What was a gravity cat? Problem solved.
Oh, look at that.
especially appreciate the people who are able to keep track of dates.
They, call us out.
Of course, then you gotta contend with the oh shit, what the hell is going on? Why? Oh god, no. Why?
Just to let you all know what happened, there was explosions inside the C2. so they're moving on to Heat 2 instead of Heat 1. And then I think next, I think one's going to go last, so we would be the race after the race that's happening now.
Okay. How's your bike doing?
Oh, my bike's fine. I got out of there before all the crazy stuff happened. Several
Okay,
people
cool.
that's in my heat, though, did not, and they got damaged, but they're not replacing bikes.
Oh, do well.
All right, I got to hop back up there. I just want to let y'all know what's going on.
Who's in this? Is this Louis? Is this Louis? Louis, go forward. Go forward, Louis. Almost at the door.
So they're starting race 2 first because the race 1 bikes blew up. His bike is fine, but a couple of the other bikes for race 3 took some damage. They're not replacing them. But they are. No,
Come in, get us
but
outta
the
here,
bikes
Louis.
in race 1 are being replaced and will be run later.
Yeah, if you can get the interact on the door, then it automatically puts you in.
All right, so word that we've got is they are moving Heat 2 to the first race that they're going to run. Apparently, Heat 1 bikes got damaged in transport, so they're going to take the time to replace those and run Heat 2 in its place. Heat 1 is moving to Heat 4. So we will be up in the second heat now instead of the third. It looks like by Atmos Stream that they're lining up heat number 1 now. And this is going to be Everia, AAWA Drunken Turtles, Catcom Alpha, and Argo Navies. I would not be surprised to see Catcom Alpha probably lead this one. It is nighttime, which definitely introduces a number of issues with the snow. If a storm comes in, those headlights can definitely blind you. This is definitely one where it helps to turn the gamma up if possible. Gives you a little bit more visibility, which Atmo does allow that. Solely based on the fact that everybody has that option. It's not anything limited to an individual person, so we'll see what goes on here as they're lining up and getting ready for the start of heat number 2. And Flex is just kind of chilling out and biding his time. Herbie in the Atmo chat. Out of order due to someone going boom. It'll be interesting to see, and it will kind of speak to the amount of practice, I think, how many people get affected by the blacking out, and if any of these racers actually get taken out by careening into some of the rocks. Because during our practice, we did find that there are some certain areas where you don't want to be to one side or the other because of collision box. So it'll be interesting to see. I think it'll tell us as we see some people pass by certain areas whether they've encountered it or not.
They're starting now.
All right, here we go. They are getting ready to start. And they're off. I don't know who that is that pulled up in front, but he is off like a rocket. We've got 2 teams right out front. 2 of the teams are sitting way back. And they are definitely pushing this. Getting into the first channel. It is Everia and AAW Drunken Turtles, I believe. And the first turn, the second place team goes wide. They're coming into that narrower channel now where they're going to have to pass between 2 boulders, which can definitely create... Oh, and there we go. Second place team has exploded. It looks like the first place team came to a stop, and they are going super wide around that corner. The other 2 teams are still quite a distance back, so we are down to just 3 teams in this first heat. One of them could not steer out of the way of one of those boulders, and it was Everia. Hugh Crop has crashed and crashed and destroyed himself, and now they're coming around the top of the keys. cutting really close to that rock. And we've got two teams neck and neck out front. And here comes one team just blowing past them. It looks like the first place team got confused as to where they were supposed to go. They just slowed way down and let him fly right past them, almost as if they weren't sure where the turn was. Now they're coming back up. They're cutting through the boulders in the S-curves and making that sharp left turn. And one of them has crashed and died on a rock, wasn't able to control the drift. That leaves us just two teams left in this heat, and one of them way out front, the other one quite a ways back, making the turn around the beginning point, coming back to the starting line. And it is fastest lap is Catcom Alpha at 1 minute 57 seconds. That is 1 minute 57 seconds. That is a little bit oh, I just 30k'd off inactive for too long. Okay, well, I don't need to. All right, so Catcom Alpha in front with a fast lap time of 1:57, which is definitely not the fastest time that we've seen, but it is a good beginning lap time. We've got a crash into a boulder, but they did not blow up. They did come to a complete stop, though, and they are recouping the turn. Here comes the second place. Fastest lap time, 2:39 for Argo Navies. And they're coming on with no lights, which again, the lights can be a detriment. So I don't blame them for running with no lights.
I'd like to know what was actually going on during that race. That looked kind of weird.
At which point?
They're not driving like I'd expect them to. So they either don't know the course at all, or there's some weird easy.
Well, I mean, on that one first lap, it looked like the team that was in second at the time, or first in the time, lost track of where their turn was, because they completely slowed way down and they almost looked like they were trying to make the turn too early. So it looks like Catcom Alpha is coming around on their second lap, about to cross the finish line. And Catcom Alpha with 1 minute 37 time on that lap, which again is still a little bit high. I think with competitors like Gerbo and Ludex that they're gonna see that their times are gonna be probably middle of the board. Catcom Alpha coming across the top of the first channel and going into the second channel. Again, these two boulders at the end of this channel is definitely a choke point and a spot that is very difficult to keep from hitting things. If you don't keep control of that drift, they're coming around into the third channel. Officer Rondog's trying to keep them in view. Of course, these bikes are fast. And he's making his way through the third channel, going through the top of the keys. And he is in the back straightaway now. I'm back in my habs.
All right, so when I pull up to the line, I will be transferring to this chat.
Yeah.
And I need you all to give me the 3, 2, 1, go because of the big delay that happened in this race. I don't want to be the guy starting super late.
Yep, you got that, Gravity?
Yeah, I'm watching the what is it, Journey chat right now.
All right.
So, Heat 1 is actually going to go next, and then 3, so I won't be the next one after that. So I'll be back here when we pull the line.
All right, well, there's already 2 people out in this first heat. Crashed.
Yeah, I'm sitting here watching it. I'm surprised the guy leading is not dead yet. He's crashed twice. I don't know how he's still alive.
I don't know, but his best time so far is 1 minute 37 right now. And he's coming up on yeah, I missed what his time was on lap 3, but he's going into lap 4 now. And coming to the top of the first channel and moving into the second one.
All right, I'll be back here in the next race.
All right. All right, coming through that third channel and moving across the back straight. Oh, I'm sorry. No, going into the third channel right now. He is on lap 4, actually. Be interesting to see what his fastest time ends up being after this entire race. coming into the back straightaway. And there we go. No sign of the other team, Argonavis. So they may just be too far back to make up the difference. Catcom is pushing this for sure, but it'll be interesting to see what their best time ends up being. You know, watching the races and practicing for the races is definitely one thing. There is a nerves aspect that actually hits you in the actual race. Catcom Alpha coming across the finish line. That lap time is not posted, so we're not sure where he finished up on that. But yeah, nerves can definitely get you and definitely cause some issues if you don't get those under control. He's going to the top of the first channel and coming around into the second channel. This second channel, that choke point, definitely is probably the hardest part of running through here, making sure you don't drift into one of those rocks. And he's got that on lock, so he's making a nice center pass through there, and he's into the third channel. Argonavis looks like they just started their fourth lap, while Catcom is on their fifth. So I think Catcom's got heat number 2 locked up. I don't think Argonavis has a chance to really make up the time that they're behind unless something happens to Catcom. He's pushing it though, that is for sure. He's going wide on that turn. Coming around to the last S-bend. And going for the final turn around the original island. And coming around back towards this finish line, he is going to finish with a total time of 8 minutes 35 seconds. So 8 minutes 35 seconds for 5 laps. That means that Catcom Alpha is in the final heat, and they have won heat number 2, and heat number 1 is going to go next now that they've got that all set up. And congratulations to Catcom Alpha. Again, heat number 1 has a lot of people I'm not familiar with, so I'm not really sure who to kind of keep an eye on here. But they're going to wait until Argonavis crosses the finish line. Again, they don't have their lights on, so I'm not sure where they're at on the course. But those lights can definitely affect your ability to see and steer, especially if any kind of snowfall starts up. And it can definitely be a detriment. And don't know if because the lights were on for those 2 racers that crashed, Deveria and AAW Drunk Turtles, maybe they weren't prepared for it. One of the teams definitely didn't seem to know where the turn was on the backside, as we saw them slow down quite a bit and get passed by Catcom Alpha. And it looks like Argonavis is still on the course because the clock is still running. We'll see where they finish up at here. We had what, 8:15 and a few seconds. Let's see what that works out to as an average time. So, let's see. So that actually comes out to an average time of 1:39. 1:39 average time for heat number 2. We know that there are definitely competitors that have average times below that. So it'll be interesting to see how they fare in the final race. Maybe they just focused on winning theirs. It looks like Argo Navies is still going, coming up on 12 minutes here. I'm not sure what happened, if maybe they lost the track or if they missed a turn, but definitely a lengthy time for them to finish up. And they finished with 11 minutes 58 seconds. Unfortunately, that won't get them obviously into the final heat, but a strong showing on Argo Navies point. And we are going to get ready to move into the Heat 1 race, which got moved because of issues with bikes. And we are just waiting for that to get lined up and ready to go. Raging, you think Atmo said they were blacking out. Well, blacking out is definitely a big thing on this course. Very easy on some of these terms to really lose track, especially if you're staying in third person. You can't see the effects of it start taking over. So you can't really do something to counteract it if you're constantly in third person. You also have to know what points in the racetrack that are most likely to black you out. And a lot of people will switch between third and first person so that they can manage those effects and make adjustments to keep themselves conscious. So they've got a 6-minute timer on the Atmo stream, so we got a little bit of time before the next one runs.
Hey, could one of you all jump over on see when the sun's coming up? I can't think of the name of the website right now.
I don't even know what the website is. I don't think it's going to be up. Well, it maybe, but I think you better prepare.
Verse guide. For some reason, I can't get. I'm not going to keep messing with it, but my web browser's not pulling up. I don't want to.
Verse guide. Got the website here.
All right. So just tell me the sun up, sun down for New Babbage. I'll tell you this what time the sun's going to rise there.
All right, trying to pull it up now.
Doesn't seem like it wants to load.
Yeah, it's just spinning for me. All right, sunrise, sunset.
Just select New Babbage
in
and
28 minutes.
Yeah.
So you may be in a combination of day and night.
I'm going to be in the blizzard. Love it.
Well, hopefully not. We'll keep our fingers crossed. I mean, that was a 12-minute total race. Average time for Catcom was 1:39.
Well, I mean, you're going to be blacked out, so you won't see the blizzard anyway.
Yeah,
It's not
really.
gonna matter. It's like we're going to Hall of Flames or crossed in first. That's
Well, I
one
mean,
of the two.
if we go off of your average time, so far you have potential to be doing better than the first person that qualified for the final heat. I mean, their average time being 1:39, and Raging was saying, Atmo was saying that the people that crashed were affected by blackout. But right now, all you have to concentrate on is beating Ludex.
Easier said than done.
Yes, very
Just
true.
concentrate on your own course. If you beat Ludex, you do. But
Yeah,
don't try
just
to beat Ludex.
race your race.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I want to try to do. So, if we do have people wrecking out and Linux is a big gap on me, I'll slow down and then just take second if that's what it is. Or something I actually want to find out is if the other two people wreck, second is guaranteed no matter what at that point for the semifinals, correct? Or am I wrong with that?
No,
If
because
that's the case, then you race as hard as possible no matter what.
well, no, isn't it the first place winner of each heat goes into the final heat, and then that's first, second, third, fourth?
Yeah, then the second place on each sheet goes into the loser finals.
Oh, there is a loser's finals. Okay, I didn't know there was a loser final. I missed that.
Value on my race, then it's just going to be race as hard as possible because no matter what, I'm guaranteed first or second.
Okay. Todd Bridges, thank you very much for the raid. I greatly appreciate that and great to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Thank you for coming by with your community. Hopefully you had a great stream. We're over here at the System 7 races getting ready to go into Heat 1. They are lined up at the starting line, and this is again going to be a group of teams I'm not fully familiar with. So it'll be very interesting to see how these guys do. Again, these teams are Wild Cards Racing, Wonder Corp Colonial, Venture Origins number 2, and LYS Motorsports. LYS Motorsports we did see actually pulling a strong 4th place in the first race earlier today, and they unfortunately did DNF and crash out, but they were still a very, very strong competitor. So we'll be seeing how they perform here. The other 3 teams did not finish, I think, the first lap of the last race. So I'd have to say probably the ones to watch here are going to be LYS Motorsports. But they are lined up and getting ready to go. And we are just waiting for the start. Again, one team deciding to race with the lights on, and that could definitely be a problem. But the other 3 are racing lights off. I would imagine they may have made adjustments with the gamma. It looks like we've got what looks like a Pisces wreckage right at the starting line as well. So they're kind of spaced out to go around that.
Race will start in 1 minute.
And we have 1 minute till the start of heat number 1, which is race 2. Unfortunately, I'm not sure which team is lined up in which spot, so we will have to see. That outside far left side is racing with their lights on, and it looks like Flex's heat is probably going to be near the break between daylight and darkness, so that could definitely cause some adjustments to be made.
3, 2, 1.
And there should be, well, there's a delay on Atmo streams. Let's see. They're off. All right, that far left team pulling out in the lead to begin with. Again, they're the ones that are running with their headlights on. It looks like the other team has one of the other teams has turned on their headlights. That far left team seems to have fallen back a little. Now they flipped their lights off. They may have had some oh, and one person already crashed in and is out. We'll get a notification here. It is Wild Card Racing. Gilly 22 is out due to a crash. So again, and there's another crash into that same boulder that's almost like the same spots that the teams crashed on the first race. And no word yet on what team that was that crashed that out. It shows that LYS Motorsports is in first place, followed by Venture Origins number 2, and it was Wonder Corp Colonial that had that second crash. It looks like LYS Motorsports is on the backside straight away. Oh, there we go. Okay. So LYS Motorsports is running with their lights off. Second place with the lights that we can see is Venture Origin. And they're coming into the turn with going into the S curves. And they're coming around, going wide. and making that turn into and towards the final island turnaround. This is going to be lap 1, and they are keeping it close to the shoreline there, moving around. We'll see if any of these guys get affected by the blackout around the starting line here. We got a fast lap of 1:34 by LYS Motorsports, and that is just a little bit faster than what Catcom Alpha's first lap was, 3 seconds faster. And they're into lap 2 right now, coming through the first channel. Turning around the top of the key, down into the second channel. Venture Origins going a little bit wider than what LYS did, but they are in that second channel, approaching the boulders. And they both make it through that keyhole, through the boulders and into the third channel. A little bit of a gap between the two of them, but it's really not much. Coming around the top of the key and going into that back straightaway again. And they are going out across the top of the islands and approaching the turn towards the S curves. And into that turn there, cutting through, and they cut the island. I don't know how Atmo is going to read that. They went way wide. They cut the island over the top, which the islands are off limits, I believe. So we'll have to see how that affects them. But they fell way back because of that. They hit a boulder. They didn't explode, but they did get stopped in their tracks, which is probably, 1:26 fast lap for LYS Motorsports. So definitely improved their time. But there may be too much of a gap to even have to worry too much about what going over that small island is going to cost them. Wait, was it LYS that cut the island? They've got Venture Origin now in first place. So LYS may have accidentally cut that island. Coming through the bottom and those boulders. Oh, he hit something. He's dead stop. That's going to allow LYS to make up some grounds. As he comes around, he closed the gap a little bit. They're going into the third channel with a sizable gap between them, but as we've seen, anything can cut that way down. And it appears that my best guess is that there's not going to be any concern about accidentally cutting the island. It definitely wasn't intentional. It was definitely a lot of drift, maybe some blackout that caused them to do it, because they went really face first into, an explosion. That leaves one team left on the board. Who was that? Was that LYS that went out? Waiting for word. It was Venture Origins crashed. They came around the turn. They started going in a straight line, so I think it was blackout that took them out, and they went right into a boulder. That leaves LYS Motorsports, the only team left standing in race number 2, heat number 1, with 1 lap. They're in their 4th lap now. They have the 4th and 5th lap to finish up, and they are the only racers left on this course. So they have already locked in their place in the winner's heat. And then, as we found out, there is going to be a loser's heat, which will be the second place participants from each of the heats. I'm not sure how that's going to affect it if they didn't bring out an extra hover bike, because I don't think they loaded extras for the ones that blew up. But we'll see. They may be able to go get it while they're waiting for that. But LYS has a just clear and open window to just, all they got to do is finish this thing out. They're in either way. They've gone the furthest out of everybody on here, as all the other 3 competitors in this heat are out due to crashes. And he's coming around the top, going through the S curves and curling around and coming around the turn of the original island. And he will have 1 more lap to finish up here. And then in the next heat is Flex, and we'll be seeing Flex get into his heat, and then there'll be 1 more heat after that. LYS now has a time of 1:25 on that last lap. I don't know, maybe he let up a little bit. It's still an improvement over the 126 he had before, but we know we've seen plenty of competitors throw up a 120, and some even possibly, I think Flex has even done, you know, less than 120, so we'll have to see how that goes. That blackout, though, is just the most dangerous thing on this course. Coming around to the bottom of the second channel towards that boulder keyhole. He makes it through, coming around into the third channel. Looks like he's slowing it up around the corners a little bit to avoid the blackout. He likely knows that he's the only competitor left on the course. Probably not pushing real heavy for best time and just keeping it on the track. What's up, Hellrain? Great to see you. We are at System 7 doing the second race. Flex is going to be up next in the next race. And coming through the S curves. Cutting through there. And right through that turn, coming around to the final turn around the last island here. And he is going to take the only spot for heat number 2. And will definitely earn his spot in the winner's heat after we run all the others. His time, 7 minutes, 35 seconds. 7 minutes, 35 seconds. So let's see where that puts him as far as an average time. So that's an average time of, let's see, 1:31. An average time of 1:31. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if he slowed it up on the last couple laps just because he knew he was the only competitor out there. But 1:39 for Catcom average time, 1:31 for LYS Motorsports average time. And coming up next is going to be heat number 3 with Ludex, Flex, as well as Star Prime Racing and Garden Racing. And that is going to be Flex from our org there, so we'll see how he does there. He's definitely practiced hard for this, and I expect that my anticipation is that this very much could be Ludex, and Flex has a very good chance at really pushing Ludex. But I think Ludex is going to be the one to really keep an eye on, because I think he's going to set the pace of this race. We know he is very aggressive, pushes extremely hard on these bikes. So it's really going to be interesting to see what his time comes out to be. So we see Flex there. We got his view, so we'll be able to see the entire race from his view. They're lining him up on the course. You see that wreckage of the Pisces there right at the starting line. And we got Flex's audio as well. Gravity Cat, you got the countdown, right?
I can get a little audio from you more unless it's something I really need.
Understood.
I'm going to mute while you're racing.
Watch the landing gear, that blown up Pisces Flex. That's the only thing I can see. Causing you an issue, that is.
Getting off push talk, yeah. There's a blown up Pisces here.
All right, my mic is muted to the Discord, so whatever I say is not going to interrupt Gravity Cat and Flex's communication.
I look good on the line, my point of view. There's that full speed, lowest. I'm all set.
They're asking if you're ready.
Yes.
All right, so we've got heat number 3 lined up again. Prime Racing, or Star Prime Racing, Garden Racing, Amarok's Fang, and Blackhawks.
Throttles up, heights low, etc.
After
Full, heights low, powers full, boost. I am all set.
Good luck.
All right, So right now we know that the average times that we're getting coming in from the first place winners of the first two heats is a longer time than what Flex's average time has usually been. So this will be interesting to see. I have a feeling Flex is definitely gonna push it here, but at the same time, hopefully he'll just run the race that he knows, because his times definitely are very, very good. But the big thing here that's going to put things into question is Ludex. You can see the cameraman out there in the background flying around. Thank you, Raging. I think that definitely the one we have to watch for on here is going to be Ludex. I'm not sure where he's lined up in accordance with Flex right now, but it looks like Flex is catching the tail end of the darkness, moving into the daytime, which will help with visibility to some degree, but a lot of times a snowstorm comes in on this. Headlights, again, not ideal to use, especially in that kind of a situation. And of course, the biggest concern that Flex has is the blacking out. He has been contending with it and learning different ways to counteract it. So, and we're just waiting for the announcement of the countdown.
I will let you know whatever shows up.
Thank you, Space Tech. Appreciate the motivation. All right, and while we're waiting, don't forget, if you are in the market for a new PC, a custom PC, or you live in the Indianapolis area and need a cleaning, an upgrade, or a repair, check out darkhourpc.com. We can ship across the lower 48 states and have a number of different systems that are pre-built, or you can even contact us to discuss a custom build to meet your needs as far as what game and programs that you're running. Check out darkhourpc.com. We're just waiting for the countdown. It looks like Atmo Esports is just talking about this race.
Yeah, that's why I warned you about it.
The space to my left is bigger, so that's why I'm going. That's my. I'm trying to go left side of it.
I think that wreckage of a Pisces may be left over from the crash that they suffered when they originally first came out here. And we're just waiting on Atmo. It looks like Meyer and Croncy are just discussing the current state and status of the race. Again, Space Tech, you have my sympathy, Space Tech. You're racing against the creators of this board. That's going to be hard enough. I would expect that the fastest times we'll see are probably from the people that made it. And we know Gerbo is definitely a hell of a competitor. And it'll be interesting to see what he puts up. But right now, I think the one to watch is definitely going to be Ludex. All right, looks like they've come back to the race event. Hellrain, what paint is on the Pisces? I'm not sure what paint they have on their Pisces.
I think they're cleaning things up.
So again, in this race, we've got ourselves, which is Amarok's Fang, Black Hawks, Garden Racing, and Star Prime Racing.
No updates yet.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Space Tech. Gerbo and Ludex are definitely two forces to contend with.
Race start 1 minute.
1 minute to the start of heat number 3.
Checking. Everything is good.
And it looks like we got Flex on the far inside. I'm not sure who's in the other 3 positions as far as what team is which, but we can see on Atmo Esports the view of the starting line, and we got Flex's view here. Gravity Cat's going to give him the countdown. And we'll be able to catch the entire view from Flex's, or view of the race from Flex's view on the bike.
Okay. 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And Flex is off. And it looks like he's got a good position starting out. He's pushing into that first channel. And Luddix, looking at Atmo Esports, Luddix is right next to him. So there's not really any space between the two of them. Coming into the first turn around the top of the key. And he's moving into that second channel. Moving towards the boulders there, making the turn around to the third channel. And what Flex is talking about is debris from the other racers that have crashed. Currently, right now, I believe Flex is in first, coming around the top, splitting those 2 donut holes, going across the back straightaway. It looks like we might have 1 explosion. Waiting for news on who or what it may be, if there was one. Flex is coming around into the turns for the S-curves. And coming around, it looks like probably Luddix there right in front of him. No word yet on who may have exploded. And right now, on the Atmo side of things, they've got Amarok's Fang in first, Garden Racing in second, and Garden Racing is in first. So Garden Racing in first place, just above Flex, coming around the top of the first turn. We'll be able to see if Garden Racing, now Garden Racing I think is one of the people that had the best time on the PTV track. So they are definitely strong competitors. So we'll be able, oh! And we've got debris that has kind of slowed Flex down a little bit, but Garden Racing, they have strong competitors. Coming through to the top of the third and going across the straightaway. But Flex got caught up on some debris there, unfortunately. We are still in second right now. There has been an issue with Star Prime Racing. They are the ones that went out. Luddix is out. Luddix is dead. Now all he has to do... All right, so right now it is between Flex and Garden Racing. And Gravity Cat and Flex talking about strategy, whether to push it or what. So Flex is going to make his best decision here, but it is just Flex and Garden Racing. Surprisingly, Luddix, I know Luddix pushes these things, so it is an inevitable possibility that you could, and we saw Flex get caught up on something. But he's coming around the top of the first turn, going into the second channel. I'm not sure what the distance is between Garden Racing and Flex. Going between those rocks, watching that debris that stopped him the last time, going into the third channel. We are on lap number 3 right now. Supposedly Luddix and Star Prime collided. That is an entire possibility, and on these bikes, collisions with each other is almost insta-death. All right, coming around the backside, Flex is going at full speed, coming around to the top of the S-curves. And he is making that left-hand turn in, avoiding those rocks, making the right hand, going into the tighter turn, and coming around to that final island. And that bike in front of him is smoking. I'm not sure. Yeah, they are smoking. I think they are damaged. So how that's going to affect them, I am not sure. So we're coming across the starting line, past that Pisces wreckage. And Flex is just pushing it. I'm not sure what his average times are. 122 for a fastest lap for Flex. And we are in lap number 4, so we have this and one more lap to go. I'm not sure what that smoke is, if that's an indicator they damaged themselves. And through the keyhole and back around to the third channel. Moving up, Flex is trying to make up some time here. I'm not sure if that is actually smoke coming off that bike or if it's just kicking up dust. Flex closed 4 seconds on that last lap from -6 to -2. Hell rained, yes, this is a hell of a race. Now, even if Flex doesn't overtake him, we still get into the second place competition with the second place bracket. But he's coming through the S curves, going around, coming back to the main island. He is making up some time, and he has passed. He passed. Oh! Oh, he hit him. Oh, what was that? Rubbin is racing. All right, and I don't know how that... He's got 1 lap to go. I don't know where they are in comparison to Flex. Explosion on the bottom of the map. Explosion. The other racer has exploded. You are the only one. And Flex is on the course by himself, and he's going to take the first base spot for Heat 3, which is going to put him in the winner's bracket alongside LYS Motorsports as well as Catcom. No matter how he finishes this, he is going to go into the winner's bracket. Nice job, Flex. I know that first race really kind of ate away at him, and he wanted to come back with a strong finish here. But we have... You can hear Flex and Gravity Cat talking. What a frickin' race!
Watch his debris coming around that corner.
We saw 2 collisions around the back of this island. The Garden Racing pilot came up and hit Flex from behind, bounced up in front of him, and Flex couldn't get out of his way. And then when he came around the bottom of this key, the Garden Prime Racing must have blacked out and hit that. But Flex takes the first place win, and 7:13 at a 7:13.9. So we'll call it 7:14. Let's see what his average time was.
And 7 minutes.
All right, so 7:14. So that still puts him in the minute 27, minute 28 time. But hell of a great job by Flex, being the sole survivor of Heat 3. That was some damn good racing. Yeah. Yeah, they already announced you as the winner. You had a 7:14 total time. 7:13.9. Do you know how not to put on a show? The only thing you were missing were the F-bombs.
Don't worry about it.
Atmo had to come in and tell him to stop racing because he lost count. Great job, Flex. Amazing, amazing. Now that's a race to watch. Surprisingly, and I really thought Luddix was going to be the one that was going to set the pace of this race, but it was actually Garden Prime that did it, and then Flex kept on their tail, was able to close up during the second and the third lap, and then on the fourth lap, of course, they had the collisions. And then, of course, they DNF'd on the final turn of the fourth lap. And then Flex had it from there. No big pressure after that point, but I think he still pushed it further than what he needed to because of the fact he wasn't sure what was going on yet. Raging, fastest lap 122.1. Yes, actually, Flex has actually done 1 minute 20. So Flex has done as low as 1 minute 20. I think he's got 1 minute 19 on one lap. But a hell of a show by Flex. Taking the first place for Heat 3. That puts him into the winner's bracket. And a chance to go up against Catcom, LYS Motorsports, which we already know that his times are, very, very competitive against theirs. And we're going into the fourth heat now. And the fourth heat has a powerhouse of competitors, including the designers of this track. And that's going to be Gerbo for Punch Nomies. We have SPG Racing, who helped design this track, Novak Racing, and Delta Diatis, who are, again, friends of this channel. We're going to be seeing, I think, Czech Leak, Space Tech, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Czech Leak is running this one, or is it somebody else? Why did I die? I just died. I don't know why. Probably my hydration. Goofy's running this one. All right, so Goofy Gamer Girl. I'm not sure how Goofy Gamer Girl does on hoverbikes, so it'll be definitely interesting to see how she performs. But Delta Diatis, extremely good competitors, great friends of the channel. Czech Leak, Space Tech, we've known them for a while now. We race against them, we practice with them. And yeah. Oh.
Grab either one. Get me a brand new Nox, no guns on it, put it on the C2 that's there right now.
I'm dead right now, so give me a moment. But Goofy Gamer Girl, who had a super strong showing at the PTV track, definitely could be a very strong competitor. So it'll be interesting to see how they do on the hover bikes.
Do you want me to ride it over there?
No. Bring it, ride it into the C2 and
then leave.
No, hell no. Stay on that. I don't want it
okay,
flipping
that's
around
what
and damaged and all that. Drive it into the C2. Unless they tell you to get out, I'd rather you stay on it.
Dark, you have one?
Yeah, I have one. I'm just coming out of the hospital now.
Just try to make it as quick as possible.
Working on it.
We'll go up and let them know.
Hellrain, the races are not viewable live as they limit interaction here because of griefing and all that. But you can view it on the Atmo Esports Twitch channel as well. Unfortunately, I can't broadcast their broadcast, so you'd have to visit their page directly. But it is that has got to be the best race of the afternoon so far as anything, even with the River Canyon Chaos. That was absolutely nuts.
One more thing, I'm gonna jump up and talk to them. Both you all might actually bring one, just in case someone else can't get one brought. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, plan on doing that, but let me jump up in the chat. Be right.
All right, so game plan there is Gravity and myself are going to go pull some Noxes in case they need them. One for Flex, one for anybody else that may need one. And have that ready for the C2 so that they can get into the final heats and all that after heat number 4 is ran. Yeah, Space Tech, that was freaking exciting. One thing, Gravity Cat did it last year at the qualifiers. Anral did it last year in some of his races, and Flex has definitely done it in his races as well. Just that final adrenaline push that just creates excitement. Those are the kind of races that definitely are thrilled to be a part of.
Yes, both you will load up.
Yep.
I think Static Mess
Understood.
needs a replacement.
I'm heading over to the spaceport now.
Put a paint job on one if you have it, Dark.
I don't have any paints here with me.
I don't have a thing.
Okay, it's all good.
Yeah, I agree, Space Tech. This is what hover racing should be. This is what hover bike racing should definitely be. I'm not a huge fan of the heat, the way that heats are built out. I do like the whole all at one thing, but the excitement and just the thrill of watching some of these maneuvers, people coming up from behind, people crashing, it's what makes it exciting.
So the debris isn't debris. It's 16 SCU crates that are out there. It's just way further out. It got in the first race. It wasn't that far. I think it got hit and it pushed a little bit, and now it's like way in the corner. So that's what I hit. But now I know it's there. So now.
Yeah, that stopped my heart when you got held up by that. When I saw those collisions, I thought, oh, they're both done.
Well, it took him forever to report the deaths.
So when I cut on the inside of him, I was good and past him, but I think he was doing the turns how I do the turn. You know, he's a good racer. He knows to take that turn and push it at full speed. So his first turn was way before mine, so he segmented it in a different line than I do. I do two, he does one really weird like triangle one, which actually worked. He's faster on the corner. I'm not going to try to do it, but that's what happened is he tried to go on into his fast turn and I was right there.
Yeah, H3, thank you very much for letting me know that, and hopefully that will take care of that issue. Appreciate it. Good to see you. Hope all is going well. He hit you, and then he like flew up over you and in front of you. Then you hit him. I was like, oh, they're definitely both dead now. And then he crashed on that final turn right after that.
I'm boarding onto Static Mess.
What's that?
Who am I boarding? The Static Mess C2?
Yes, you're boarding Static Mess.
Understood.
Both of you all. What's your ETA, Dark?
I'm pulling the Nox right now, heading to Garage 7.
Got the guns off it?
No.
Take the guns off, Dark.
I don't. Hang on. I'll pull a different one, and I'll take them off here in the Ace Up. Let me store that.
Yeah, they have to be.
No, unfortunately, we can't have you come in, Hellrain, just because it is a closed event. Yeah, that's just the rules that are set up by Atmo Esports.
Dark, let me know when you're on board.
Yeah, I just got the guns off, pulling it back out now.
On board C2.
Copy. You can confirm Gravity. Your guns are off yours.
I do not see them. They appear to be missing.
All right, looks like they are already in heat number 4. Punch Nomies is out in front, followed by Novak Racing, Delta Diatus, and SPG Racing.
1cc Chubby does have guns on his, and so does Tyrus.
Like 13 people had guns on theirs, and they all were blowing up. I had a gun went flying by me. When they pulled back in after the first explosion, I seen guns on everybody's. I was like, what are you doing?
All right. Moving out of the garage. Said go to Static Mess, right?
Yeah.
Your
my
your
best?
your fastest lap was 122. The average time for the first and second races was 131 and 139 average time.
Yeah, see, I have a question right there. I'm gonna have to talk to them. He didn't go around the box. He went inside the box. Whoever I'm watching, they're going inside that box. I thought I had to go outside that. You see what I'm saying? That box I hit. If I can cut inside of it, that's my line, is to go inside that box. But I was under the impression I had to go outside that.
Am I the only one seeing debris on the floor of the C2?
Oh, it probably is. That C2 had 4 vehicles blow up inside of it.
All right, I'm on board the C2.
Copy.
Just stay on the bike, you said? Flex.
Yes, just stay on it.
All right. All right, so let's see. We got Gerbo is in first place over here on heat number 4, followed by Novak Racing with a couple of seconds just separating them. Oh, sorry, I'll mute.
It's fine. Well, no, you need to hear what I'm saying too. So they should be taking off momentarily. Make sure you're powered off. They didn't say anything about you all getting off. I didn't say anything about you all staying on. So
they're already.
But they know you all are bringing me vehicles.
Yeah, they
so
already took off.
Okay.
All right, so back to this. We got Punch Nomies with Gerbo the Gnome coming up through the channel.
We'll get my pit crew here one way or another.
And again, he is one of the creators of this track, so I would definitely expect some of the best times to be placed by him. And right now they are on lap 4, SPG Racing lap 3, Delta Diatus lap 2. It looks like we may have had some crashes that I may have missed. So let's see. Gerbo is out in front, coming through the S curves on his 4th lap, going around the final island. Space Tech, we DNF'd. Gonna finally get some sleep after Crux Cup so early today. Sorry to hear that, Space Tech, but great seeing you here today. I hope you get plenty of rest, and thanks for being here with us. All right, so there's 4.43 seconds splitting the two of them between Punch Nomies and Novak. They are the only 2 competitors left on the track going into the 5th lap. I think Gerbo has this pretty much wrapped up. Unless some unfortunate thing happens. I mean, Gerbo knows this track like the back of his hand, so I can't imagine he's going to have too much issue with it. I'm really curious as to what his final time is going to be. We know Flex was at 7:14. I think it was LYS was at a 7:15 or something like that. So I would not be shocked if we see Gerbo have a sub 7-minute time on this track. He's coming up on the S curves. Papa Freedom doing his thing, getting close. He likes those close shots, that is for sure. Oh, there he is. There's Gerbo coming around. Yes, he's going to have a sub 7-minute final on this, finishing up lap number 5. And he comes in at 6 minutes and 46 seconds. Jesus. 6 minute, 46 second course time for Gerbo.
He stayed on 120. I'm just...
That's 15 seconds faster than a 120. So he's pushing like 117.
No, he had 120 on every lap. Every lap was a 120.
Oh, his total time was 6:46. So, but race 4 is done. So Gerbo the Gnome actually gets into the final heat there, and Novak Racing will move to the 2nd place position. It looks like the C2 is coming in for landing here at the track. And of course, Flex is going to switch out his Nox for this next race. Do you even have any damage on that one?
I'm not racing it. I hit I hit a box and a person.
That's why I'm
twice.
curious if you had any damage with the collisions that happened and everything.
So, I don't have any showing damage, but
That
I
doesn't
have
mean
damage.
it's not there. Well, you saw that Garden Racing was smoking bad for the last 2 laps there. Like lap 3 and 4, they were shooting off a trail of smoke right in front of you. So I almost wonder if they were already damaged to begin with. Oh, looks like we're here. All right, we are out of the C2. I'm not sure where they want us to take these things.
I'm running to you all. What I want you both to do is both you all to power down, and whichever one doesn't take damage landing, I'm getting on.
All right, powering down where I'm at.
We'll see how they are, because I'm pretty sure both of these are for me, regardless.
Let me know when you're at one. If you come to mine, I'll get off. If you go to Gravity Cats, I'll get off after you're on.
I am at Gravity's. Did you take any damage setting down Gravity?
Didn't look like it.
Okay, let me make sure I don't take any damage. Taking off.
I would say we should well, we'll have to figure out where we're supposed to hang out.
Behind the Carracks.
Behind the Carracks? Okay. Carracks are all the way over there. You good on that bike?
Yeah, I am.
Let them know if they need an extra one. There's one by the C2 we dropped off for them.
Copy. I'm gonna hop up in comms and let them know.
All right, so we're gonna go over here and get back behind the Carracks so we're out of the way. And then I would imagine they will probably run the second place bracket first, followed by the first place bracket. Hellrain, Atmo Esports, you can sign up for their events through our Discord. We participate in a number of the events. We're looking for participants for the Daymar Rally because we would like to get a truck team formed for that. We do sign-ups for when this event comes up. This event is already closed for any more registrations, but Hurston Hurt Locker will eventually be coming back. And usually towards the tail end of this is when you get registered for Daymar Rally. So you can do that all right through our Discord. If you want to sign up as a solo competitor, you can definitely do that and register through atmo.gg. Yeah, I don't think we're allowed on the Carracks because it's all Atmo people, but we can stay on the ground behind them. I'm a polar bear. All right, we're gonna get over here by the Carrack. Thankfully, the survival time is not affected by the weather, and we'll just hang out outside. Once we get over here, I'm going to take a quick moment to step away. How far are you going, Gravity?
I'm going the distance.
You all should be good right where you're at.
Yeah. All right, so I am going to take a quick step away. We're going to leave you guys with some tunes and some clips, and we will be right back. Oh, come on. Go to the break. There we go.
You know, I was just thinking about something. Just before the accident, Gravity, you was like, just make sure you're able to pass when you go to pass.
Mm-hmm.
And I instantly seen the open and said, nope, I'm going now.
Yeah, they're a little salty about it, but oh well.
I mean, I went to pass on the inside. It is what it is, you know?
Yep.
I wasn't expecting him to turn into me.
Yeah, he couldn't. There was some desync, obviously, like there always is when you get close like that.
Right.
So
yeah, whenever I passed him, we were going into the corner. We didn't crash till like, you know, like starting around the island. We crashed on the backside. I thought I was already good and clear of him.
I tried to explain to them it's like any bumping was completely unintentional because, you know, at the end of the day, bumping is a really bad idea.
Right. Yeah, it was not intentional at all. I thought whenever I passed him, I was clear of him before we got to that corner.
Yeah,
But he
you and him
probably
were
seen me
seeing two different
behind
things.
him. Right. He probably seen me behind him, and I seen him.
We're not gonna make this. DB too late.
I escaped. Yes. I see the inside, but not the exterior for
All right, and we are back and getting ready. Go back to Flex's view here. So, for the remaining two brackets, I believe it goes that the first and second place winner of the winners bracket takes first and second place, and the first and second place winner of the losers bracket takes the third and fourth place. I don't know. Oh, okay. Okay, I can never keep these heats straight. Hellrain, are the races random places or are these known racing areas? They are known racing areas. And it looks like they are off on the next heat. And this is going to be the lower bracket. And we've got uphill Geordies. And of course, they just went to commercial. All right, try to see what I can see from the mini view. They're going through the top of the first. Okay, they're coming around that, going down into the second. Yeah, all I have is a mini view. All right, looks like they're coming around the final turn of the first lap. We should have view here in a moment. And we have one incident. I can't see who it is that is out. All right, so Venture Origins is out. Argo Navi's in third place. Garden Racing in second place. And Novak Racing in first place in this heat. And it looks like they're coming through this channel here and going through the split donuts, coming around the straightaway on the backside. It is full daylight here, which definitely helps the visibility. It is a clear day, so no obstructions. Getting ready to make that left turn into the S-curves. And he makes it through there, going through the tighter S-curves. And coming around the final island to the final turn, going into lap 3. And Uphill Geordie is still in first place with a fast lap at 121.1. Nice time. Definitely pushing it harder than he did on the last heat. And I think he just lapped Argo Navi's. So it looks like he lapped Argo Navi. Oh, and he exploded on the side of the hill. Uphill Geordie must have blacked out. That leaves Novak. Tyrus Rex is now in first place. And Novak Racing is coming around the backside, going to the straightaway with Tyrus Rex, who we are very familiar with. Tyrus Rex, great racer and friend of the channel. And he's coming across, going into the S-curves.
And I started getting just pushed up. Oh, did he just wreck too?
All right, Tyrus Rex coming around. He hit, but he's still going. Oh, he hit again. And he is spinning
like
at the station, or spinning in place. He's at a dead stop on his side, but he recovered and getting back underway.
He hit the rocks coming around. He blacked out and hit the rocks and didn't die.
That is a recovery that is unbelievable. Garden Racing, Novak Racing, though, that dropped him back down to third place. Argo Navi's is, I'm not sure what they're doing there with their leaderboards. All right, Garden Racing in
so
fourth
the comms you
lap.
gave me were the perfect ones.
Tyrus Rex pushing along, coming through the channel towards those two boulders, keyhole, going around, and went wide and got stopped, but he's picking up speed, going into the third channel, down the straightaway.
There's danger on that corner.
Yeah, I've never hit those rocks, so I'm not sure what.
Well, there's a bike there.
Oh, okay.
All right, he's on the straightaway on the backside, going strong. Right now, they've got Garden Racing on the 4th lap, Argo Navies on the 3rd lap, Novak Racing on their 3rd
Who
lap.
else is in the heat? How did the other guys that are in the heat do? Other than Gerbo, I know what he did.
The other guys,
first
actually,
guys were
the first guy had a 139 average time and a fast lap of, I think, 127. And then the other guy had a fast lap of like 126 with an average time of like 131.
So, okay.
I think Gerbo is the one the only thing you need to worry about.
I'm killing myself. I'm not even going to worry about him. I'm going to still just run my race.
Yep.
All right, Tyrus is going down into the channel.
The other channel, I'll be back down.
Sure.
And it looks like Garden Racing is on their 5th lap.
Run my race, not run his.
Going down towards the keyhole. And he's through the keyhole, making his turn towards the 3rd channel. And splitting the donuts and going on the straightaway on the backside. And Tyrus Rex making his way towards the S curves, getting ready to make that turn to the left to go through the first S curve and into the right turn towards the second. And he's through there and making that sharp left into the final S curve, coming around to the final island, pushing hard, and keeping it close to the shoreline, and going and crossing the finish line. And it's Tyrus Rex from Garden Racing with a total time of 7:24. A good, strong finish by Tyrus Rex. Congratulations. Argo Navies is on lap 4 with Novak Racing on lap 3. Hellrain. CIG should give Atmo their own racing server. Unfortunately, there are no private servers yet in Star Citizen. All right, so we're going to finish up with Argo Navies and Novak Racing. They've got a lap between them, so I don't think we're going to see any position change here. Oh! He crashed right at the freaking start. Oh! Argo Navies, Maxine crashed just before the start of their next lap. So they are out right at the starting line, which leaves, I think that was that Novak Racing or was that Argo Navies? But they have crashed there. So that leaves one competitor on the course. Yeah, it was Argo's. All right, so that is looking like it's going to be the end of that heat. Tyrus Rex taking that heat for the win, so congratulations to Tyrus Rex. And we are getting set up and ready for the final heat. Flex is lined up on the course, and of course the other 3 competitors will line up there as well. We got Gerbo the Gnome, we also have Catcom Alpha, and we have LYS Motorsports. This is definitely going to be a race to see. And Gerbo, obviously one of the designers of this course, is definitely going to be the person to beat here. With the time that he put up a 6:46 for his total race, he was doing better than a 1:20 average. Or no. Yeah, he had just over a 1:20 average. So we will start getting
Finalist
ready.
ready report, please.
Tell them I'm ready.
And of course, we got Gravity Cat assisting with comms and everything, and the countdown.
Throttle is up, height is set, and thrust to engines is on. Or power to thrust, whatever you want to call it.
I am hoping that we may see as exciting as a race here as we did with Flex's first race, but we will see. Definitely some strong competition here in this final heat to determine the first spots. There you got 315 out there clearing debris off the course. Again, this is going to be Amarok's Fang with Flex, LYS Motorsports, Punch Nomies with Gerbo the Gnome, and Catcom Alpha. Definitely an important part of this series is having these 315s out here with their tractor beam being able to clear the course. Is definitely very helpful now that we got shipboard tractor beams in, and they can get rid of some of this debris to hopefully keep it from being a hazard. They're moving it well off the course and up onto the slopes. And they are working quickly to get that set for the final heat here, which is going to determine the starting or the finishing positions. We see the 315 returning to the starting line now. Definitely going to be a change now that this race is all in the daytime, unlike Flex's first race, which started in the dusk, or dawn, I guess you would say. And while we're waiting, don't forget, get your entries in for this month's giveaway, which is going to be the Anvil Aero Starter Pack. We'll be awarding on April 1st, so a few days left for that. And keep an eye on your notifications so that if you win, you can claim that prize. And don't forget, if you're in the market for a new PC, a custom PC, or you live in the Indianapolis area and you need a repair, a cleaning, or an upgrade,
settings are set.
Then check out
Restart 1 minute.
darkhourpc.com. And we can ship across the lower 48 states, and we have less than a minute till the start of the final heat.
Double checking settings. Set. Give me that perfect countdown.
Will do.
Again, they can't hear what I'm saying. I've got my
Race
mic
your own
muted to
race
Discord
and,
so they can
dodge the debris.
communicate
Don't worry
between
about
each
anybody
other.
else.
Yes, sir.
And Hellrain, if it was you that was asking about the Pisces, if you're talking about that Pisces right there, that is the hazard paint.
15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And they're off. Flex got a very good start on that one, making his way towards the channel. And getting into that first straightaway, coming through. Making sure that he keeps a distance between him and that left side, making that first turn. Gerbo cuts, I think that's Gerbo that cut on the inside. And Gerbo is out in front, I believe, and Flex is right behind him. Of course, they are going strong through that second channel. This is a close race. All the competitors are within just a few seconds of each other. And on this course, a few seconds can definitely be made up in quite quickly. And they are on the backside going across towards the first set of S curves. And there goes Papa Freedom doing the camera work as usual for Atmo Esports, getting into that first S curve, cutting around, and then they're going to cut back to the left to make their way towards the final island.
And I took that horrible.
Flex pushes through and coming around the final turn back towards the starting line. Gerbo the Gnome's got a nice distance ahead of him. We knew Gerbo was going to be somebody to contend with here, as he is one of the designers of this course. He is definitely strong here. Flex is on his second lap going back into the main channel, and he's going to go through there and try to just keep his placement and run his race. Gerbo is coming around the top of the key, and Flex is right behind him within a couple of seconds. Flex really pushing that blackout, getting through the keyhole, coming back around, and going into the third channel.
Partially blacked out in that turn.
And there he goes across to the straightaway on the backside.
I'm not going to try to catch him. If I catch him, I catch him.
And you can hear the communication between Gravity Cat and Flex. Right now, I think Flex is just about maintaining his position, which is smart. You don't know what could happen on any of these turns. Gerbo is a strong, strong competitor on this, that is for sure. And that blacking out can definitely come back to bite you if you're not cautious about how tight your turns are. All right, coming around into the third lap. They're going for the straightaway again. Flex with a very strong showing.
4 seconds behind him.
And there's a 4-second gap between Gerbo and Flex. Coming into the second channel, down the straightaway towards that keyhole. And Flex makes the turn around that, a little bit wide, but he's got this. Into that third channel. And this is where they're going to split the keyhole donut icebergs. Coming around the top, back straightaway.
It's his track.
Right, what's my gap? Not on a Gerbo.
It was like 5 seconds.
Guy behind me gap.
Few seconds.
All right, coming into those S curves. And making that right, and then that sharp left. Even here, you have to watch that blackout, because it's very easy if you make those turns too tight or too quickly, you can still black out. Coming around the bottom of the main island, going into their fourth lap.
Lap 4, I believe, just ticked over.
And nobody has DNF'd out of this race yet. All competitors are still on the track right now. Flex going into the main channel, just a few seconds behind Gerbo.
He's about 4 seconds behind you, Flex. You're about 5 seconds behind Gerbo.
4 seconds is not a huge lead on this, because any little mistake could actually cost you that in a heartbeat. Making down that keyhole, and through there, he's coming around and going into that third channel. And coming out towards those donut icebergs, he's going to make that left end of the straightaway. Gerbo the Gnome is just killing this track. And going along, getting ready to make that turn towards the S curves. And making that right, and then he's going to make that sharp left. And pushing around the turn of the final island here. Gerbo out in front with a decent lead. And Flex moving through the starting line and into the final lap. And we are 8
Captain Chaos is
seconds.
down. You're in second.
8 seconds behind. Catcom
seconds
Alpha
behind.
is out.
I'll never get.
Catcom Alpha is out. Amarok's Fang
He's
right
too fucking
behind.
fast. I gave up on that
Yep, that's
second
fine.
lap.
Oh no. LYS Motorsports is also
You're
out.
right
So
there
the
within
only
a
two
couple
competitors
seconds.
left on the course is Flex and
Someone that ran
Gerbo.
a 1:19.
And we are on the final lap, and the last two competitors are Gerbo and Flex. So I believe that secures Flex
They
the
could still
second
wreck
place win for this. And Gerbo's
Oh,
going
Gerbo,
across the
okay.
top and coming down into S
It's
curve.
possible.
Citizen.
And this is the final turns of this race as Gerbil comes up on the last island with Flex behind him by a few seconds. And Gerbo has finished with a 641.
Yeah, right.
That was it.
5
sure he's still
seconds
going.
faster than his first heat. Congratulations
Gerbil's
to
still
Gerbo
going,
the
I'm still
Gnome.
going.
They're
650
saying
for
finish.
Flex.
You finished at a 6-minute 52nd.8.
Yeah, Gerbo finished at 641. So awesome
Gerbo.
job, Flex.
Man.
Amazing
Blackout.
job. Great job. And you blacked out.
Trying to catch Gerbo right there.
As it goes across the face of a mountain. So that secures Flex the second place win. Congratulations to Gerbo the Gnome. Congratulations to Big Flex.
Want to jump up in the other chat real quick?
So great job. No major back and forth, but I mean that's to be expected. I mean Gerbo helped design this course. I would expect him to have the fastest times on it. Flex definitely held his own against Gerbo and did an amazing job. So congratulations to all the competitors and great job to all of them for the work that they put into these. It definitely Flex ran a second faster than Gerbo ran in the first heat. I don't think it was a second faster. Gerbo's total time was 646 in the first heat, and Flex ran a 650 on this, so he was 4 seconds slower than Gerbo's total time. I don't know about individual lap time. I didn't catch that though, but that's definitely very possible. But great job to all of them. And of course, these events are always fun to do. But that secures Flex the second place finish for this race. And Gerbo the Gnome taking first place for the Cold Snap course here on Microtech. That was definitely, oh, he ran a 652. Okay. No, yeah. Yeah, no, he has 646 the first time. That was amazing. And somebody just blew up at the station. But great job to everybody. And don't forget, you can join us in 2 weeks when we'll be running the reverse snake pit. Gravity Cat will be driving the RC. And that race will take place in about 2 weeks. So make sure you catch us for that. And also, don't forget, you can catch us for our regular Sunday night stream tomorrow, where we'll be practicing the reverse snake pit. And catch us as we do that. On Tuesday, we are going to go ahead and do some of the overdrive event to get caught up on that. And if you want to join in and get your overdrive event taken care of, hit us up on the Discord, because we always enjoy meeting new people and everything. But I think that's going to be it for us today. What we're going to do is we're going to see who we can do a raid on here and offer some support to some other Star Citizen streamers. Let's see. No, I'll kick you guys over to the Atmo Esports for their after show, and hopefully everybody will have a great time. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night as we practice for more of these races. Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget, check out the merch store if you want to help support the channel, and get your entries in for those that Anvil Arrow starter pack we're giving away on April 1st. Until then, everybody have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you tomorrow night.